chat is already triggered. We've got an exorcism attempt there.
Why?
I don't know. Well, look. Olsen is trying to exercise something.
Oh, it's probably when I was singing.
Oh,
Is that what that
yeah.
means?
Well, it's the T is supposed to be the cross. Exactly. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's supposed to scare off, evil things on the stream, with the terror of the what face.
Well, that's
I
good.
see.
Yeah.
Salut, Rosa.
Yeah. Fucking the French. Boots is French this whole time.
Man, I hate French people.
Oh, do you though?
They're the best.
They're the best. Oh, they're
The
alright.
best.
They're
So what are we
alright.
talking about today?
Well, I mean, thanks
I don't
for turning this back to the actual matter at hand. Well, there are bandits now.
Let's
They're
talk
everywhere.
about Guild Wars
Shit.
2 today, guys.
Yeah.
So I've
Bandits.
been playing Fallout 4 recently.
Ah,
Okay.
I installed a lot of mods. It's been pretty good.
Is there a
I've been
Guild Wars
waiting-
2 mod? Can you just
No,
mod the
there's
game
not.
to be Guild Wars 2?
That would be fantastic.
There are Guild Wars 2 armors for Skyrim,
Ooh,
Really?
and you can get Twilight in Skyrim.
that's actually pretty cool.
I now want to play
Yeah.
Skyrim a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I've
sounds
been,
like fun.
been a little tempted.
Mmm. Oh,
All right, well, let's back to Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, Bandits.
So I
apparently-
just got to Good Neighbor, and Hancock's
It's funny you say that because that's what I was doing right before we started.
Oh, that's what you would.
I was like, oh shit, I'm like a few minutes late. I better log out.
yeah.
But bandits are
bandits,
back
yeah.
on the menu. They're on the menu.
Yeah.
You have to hunt them down and kill them.
But are they bandits or are they white mantle?
Well, they're white mantle bandits.
Yeah.
White supremacists.
It's because I wanted to check it out. I wanted to check it out to see if you get the orders from just any bandit, and you do.
Yes.
Literally any bandit in the game gives you
Yep.
white mantle orders, which makes it so like even in Queensdale, these little bandits hanging around in caves stealing things
Mantle.
from farmers. From farmers are white mantle.
Even in the personal stories, bandits that you run into will drop them.
Yeah, they all have the same drop table, probably.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go. But why is that surprising? It runs deep, Boots!
It runs deep.
Yeah.
It's not surprising. I believed it. Only it's it's hard to believe now that bandits, just bandits everywhere. Literally, there's no bandit out there that is not a white mantle agent.
Yes.
Well, the human ones anyway.
Well, no. So here's the thing. Like, oh man, I really want to use this analogy, but there's a certain organization that's very well funded, and there are a whole lot of members, but the members
Illuminati.
in lower tiers don't really know the conspiracies that go on in higher tiers.
Holy shit, it really is the Illuminati.
Scientology?
No, it's arguably dumber than that, but I'm not gonna.
The
The
government.
Masons?
The government.
No. Anyways, so my point is that maybe
no idea.
the like little Queensdale bandits that are stealing stuff from the farmers, like I don't know, one of their like
Sure.
leaders, their little local leader got killed, and he had some badges, and they took them. And they said these are cool, and they don't know what the fuck they mean. Now I'm just trying to force some shitty lore explanation onto it, so people's immersion is not ruined.
My
But-
immersion isn't ruined. I like the fact that every single bandit is actually a white mantle.
Yeah.
But
Or hired by them.
yeah, there just does seem to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a shame that there's no like small independent bandit guys going out there trying to start their own business. It's all part of the
Wait,
large conglomeration of white mantle.
Do you think it's kind of interesting that all the bandits are actually united as a result of this? They're all working together.
Yeah.
They're all in on the white mantle,
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
maybe that's the whole point, because the bandits, you would say, oh, the bandits could never be organized, but that's the real joke. They have been organized since the beginning. It's all.
That's
all.
what-
They all
uh,
wear the same clothing.
Exactly.
No brotherhood among thieves.
Yeah.
So they say.
Exactly. White
It's their
mantles.
uniform.
They don't even wear white mantles, though. It's clearly fake.
Okay, so let's actually go through what you go through for this. I think Inks, you probably would be able to explain it best. What happens with the bandits?
Yeah, so the first time you log, like, if you haven't been in Guild Wars 2 recently, or let's say you haven't killed bandits recently, you have to go kill a couple of bandits. Like we've been saying, it doesn't matter where you go and kill them, and they will drop encoded orders. So once you get these, you double click it. It tells you to go to the center of Divinity's Reach, where there is a seraph waiting to receive these orders to decode them. And then he gives you a random, and every day it's different, but he gives you a random bandit leader to go out and kill. So there's 2 in Brisbane, 2 in Queensdale, and 1 in Kessex Hills. And what's kind of cool about the leaders, so the first day, this was a lot harder to see because it's just Zergs everywhere. But the following days have been a lot more interesting. People have gone out and got their achievements. There's an achievement for killing all 5 different bandits. And then there's a repeatable achievement that takes 3 days to complete each cycle. And once you do so, that gives you like extra rewards. So anyway, you get this this bounty to go out and kill a particular bandit. And what's interesting is they actually have their own mechanics. So 2 of them do this sword dash where they zip around the field. It's funny seeing people get down and killed by that.
Smoke scale animation again.
And the other 2 of them have Kernan-like attacks where they just unload with their pistols and they'll knock you down and knock you back. And the other one looked like he was like a Condi Revenant almost. He kind of jumps and does like a smash. Yeah.
Oh. There you go. That means
So
Connie
it's
Revenant's
pretty-
going to get
it's pretty
buffed.
cool.
They're going to make Connie Revenant meta.
Oh, this was almost a disaster. My alcohol just almost went into my keyboard. We're good though. It's fine.
That wouldn't have been good.
So yeah, you do these every day. It's repeatable. 18 days will cap you on achievement points, but you can keep doing it for rewards. And the rewards that you get are you can get seaweed salad from it, which is pretty good for rating. I think there's some world.
What
War
are the
II
boxes you get from them?
What do you mean?
What are they called?
They are called Shining Blade War Supplies.
Yep.
War supply.
Exactly. Just like in the War in Kryta and Guild Wars 1.
That's right. Are they called exactly Shining Blade War supplies?
No,
in
that's
War and Credit?
they're yeah. In Guild Wars 1 they were just called War
in
Supplies.
one. Yeah,
They were
yeah,
just called War
Okay.
Supplies.
Were the Shining Blade at war back then?
Yeah, versus
Yeah,
the
no
White
shit.
Mantle.
Boots.
The War on Kraden.
Did you
So
Yeah,
play
the-
it?
War in Kryta. Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying though is, are the Shining Blade going back to war now?
They're preparing. it
Yeah, they're
seems.
preparing for war. I mean, they're starting to realize, I think, that the bandits. I mean, the bandits have always been an annoyance. It's something they've always been trying to squash, kill, whatever. I think they're starting to realize that because of these encoded orders and such, they're realizing that they're way more organized than they previously thought. And on top of this relates a little bit to raids, even though it hasn't been tied in yet. On the whole story that's going on there with the bandits stealing people from Caudicus Manor, that whole area out there. They mention a couple of places within the raid in Kryta where they're stealing villagers to bring them in for sacrifice. And this is done by the bandits. The bandits bring these guys over to Spirit Vale, etc., to sacrifice them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because this might have some pretty big influence on where they're going to go with Living World. We could be having some non-dragon related content. Yeah,
Fantastic.
I
That
would
would be
absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna need some non-dragon related content because we have to figure out a way to contain dragon energy after killing it before killing the next dragon, right?
Otherwise, it just makes it worse.
I mean,
every
that
time we
would
kill
make
one.
sense, but who knows if that's going to happen.
Well, we
Well-
we have a separate storyline going on at the same time that started before the bandits, and a third ley line has now emerged without an event attached to it in those old maps, Iron Marches, for example, where the ley line energy, the energy's bursting through the crust of Tyria now, kind of escaping. It draws in other dragon minions to try to eat up the energy. And of course, we're trying to stop them. So there's 2 separate storylines here. One where the energy is sort of out of control and not being consumed by anything, directly, at least not all of it. And then there's the bandit storyline, which appears to be, hopefully, is separate.
Are they separate though?
I hope.
They're separate,
I
but then they
mean-
will
Separate.
converge.
They're loosely connected, right?
Exactly.
They're pretty connected.
Right. They're well. I would say loosely right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So we
fair enough.
we kill Mordramoth, and it sends out a wave of magic.
Yeah.
So the egg sponge soaks a little bit of that up. It powers up the Veil Guardian, the stones, and it's kind of coursing through Tyria right now, bursting through the crust.
hmm
Yeah.
Now that we don't know. I don't know if it's ever said exactly that Matthias is benefiting from this magic and energy, because he's been killing and sacrificing people all along.
Mm.
I mean, the magic probably helps him a little bit, I would think.
Maybe that made him
but-
unstable.
Quite possibly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
not directly addressed just yet.
He doesn't seem able to control his powers a lot of the time, though. Sometimes,
Yeah.
like the weather just goes crazy.
And the magic turned Slothosaur into a big, huge
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Exactly.
And then he died, and it went.
Was that the dragon magic or was that the bloodstone magic?
It's ley line, glowy stuff.
Yeah, leyline
Okay.
juice. Turned
It's
into
not
a-
blue.
Dragon magic.
It's the same color as the stuff in Iron Marches or whatever. It's like
Right.
yellow and gold.
Mm.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it's connected. White Mantle are starting to reemerge because what are they doing exactly? What were the orders? They want to attack Tyria again? They want to attack Krita
Well,
again?
the encoded orders, they don't tell you exactly what it says. He just says, I can partially read some of it, and that's why he gives you the bounty to go kill so-and-so, one of the leaders.
Mm.
And those leaders appear at supply drops. So those bandit leaders are there to collect those supplies and take them for themselves to help their war effort or their front.
Which is quite interesting.
Okay.
How long has this been going on? I hope that we find out, actually. It'll be very interesting to know how long it's been going on. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff in the raids that implies it's been going on for ages. If you
Right.
read the shitty, water-soaked, broken notes, it tells you everything. And how, people overhear it and shit. And, yeah, it's been going on for ages. And they seem to have influence in Krita, even in, very high circles. Which is very interesting.
Considering all the bandits are essentially White Mantle now, when you look back at how there was a bandit camp blocking the way, like the Silver Wastes and Dry Top and all that, and there's bandit activity in there, what do you think the White Mantle were doing in there before Mordramoth got killed, before all that happened?
Well, they were already sacrificing people before he was killed.
Okay.
This has been going on for a decent amount of time.
while.
Only now
Probably
it's
like
come to light.
literally hundreds of years. Probably been going on since Lazarus died.
The problem is
Right.
Matthias. They were killing. So what they were doing in the raid was they were killing. They were killing villagers in a particular place in a particular way. And what they were originally doing is they were taking them to where Gorseville spawns and dumping them in the ditch there. And because of the unstable nature of things, because of the magic, etc., they all got pissed off, and that's what Gorseville sort of forms from.
Where did they get all these villagers?
They're stealing them from Kryta.
No, just
They're kidnapping
about the place, yeah.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
Yeah, they
They're-
kidnapped them from
yeah.
the city.
See, what they do-
and towns.
What they do is they have this technology where they can make people basically, and they go into settlements and they slowly replace people with synths, and they take out the real people. And
So
then
no
they
one
sacrifice
even knows. No one
Exactly.
even knows.
So
Fucking
probably
genius.
honestly, everyone in Queensdale is a synth by this point.
Oh my god.
Well, and we also know that Cauticus himself, which he is a politician of Divinity's Reach, he's tied in with some other people, and he's tied to the
The
bandits.
bandits.
And the White Mantle
And
as
the
well.
White Mantle.
So he's probably quashing some of the missing people reports, and so I can imagine there's a story there, even though it hasn't directly been hinted at. There could be a
It'd be
story
pretty-
there where he said, you haven't really heard about this because nobody's listening to the common people, right?
It would be pretty funny if nobody's noticed this entire time, but over the last 3 years or 4 years that we've been playing Guild Wars 2, every week or so they'd remove one NPC from Beetleton.
Yeah. So why don't
Just
you? If they had actually been doing that, that would be so good. Because then they go, and then I wonder if someone would have noticed. I honestly think
Someone
would
would
have
have noticed.
Yeah.
Someone would have noticed.
Yeah, I think
Reddit
so.
would have
But if-
noticed.
Yeah.
If they're unnamed NPCs, though, if
I
they're
still
just
think
like
they probably
villager,
would, yeah.
Reddit would have noticed.
Yeah. I think
See, the
at least
thing-
one person would have noticed.
Yeah, that's how Reddit works.
Well, this is
Reddit,
going
it's like the script. Like they're all idiots on their own, but they come together, and it's just
Wow.
this like super like, oh god, now we have a
Wow.
problem.
I think it is more than that. I think this is the best part about gaming communities. There are certain people who are enthusiasts about something and are kind of really obsessed about it, but in a good way. And so they pick up on all these tiny details, and then they put it on Reddit, and then everyone goes, "Ooh."
Okay, hold on. Sadrian is in chat. Is this the same Sadrian who comments on our videos?
Yeah.
I would assume
Okay.
so.
It is.
All right. Hey, Sadrian. Nice to see you.
He goes for all the multi-comment action, you know.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
hot
He
multi-comment action.
comments. I think he like live comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At tea time. Yeah, like as he's watching, just comments every time he wants to say something back to us.
You should put timestamps on them, man. I think you do on some
Yeah,
of them.
exactly.
Yeah, so we know what you're. We know exactly what's going on. But yeah, Sunday. Oh. We kind of got distracted there. What were we even talking about?
Lore.
Lore.
I'm
Just,
surprised more about this in here.
Yeah.
The lore of the story, yeah. It's I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I've been really happy with the raid story going forward. I'm happy to see it bleed over into the open world.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of other people are too, because there's the constant argument of I'm too bad, I can't raid, but I want the lore anyways. So they're throwing people a bone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like.
sure. Oh, I was going to say, just what's the
So-
probability of not being able to do the raids, and you don't know someone who will hook you up with a cleared raid instance for free?
I'm so,
It
someone
must
was
be-
asking in the Aerodome the other day, can I have a cleared raid
Yeah.
instance? And I made a squad and let them in.
Yeah, exactly.
But they also release the videos on YouTube.
Yeah, so you can watch them as well. But I think people do like to experience it within the game, though.
Sure.
It's a bit different
Sure.
to experience it in the game.
It is. Yeah.
I would say if you're one of those people who you don't have time for a raid, you don't have a guild, you don't have a group, you don't feel like going through the hassle, yeah, go into the aerodrome or dome or whatever it's called and ask somebody for a cleared raid. You'll find people who will let you in, like Brazil.
The thing is, if you actually want to raid, you'll get it done. Like, if you actually want to do it, you'll do it. But if your only goal is to pretend that you want to and just complain about how you can't, then, I mean, it's really obvious when that's the case. And I see a lot of people doing that all the time. So, like, this whole past week, there have been like 3 people arguing in the comments of one of my videos. I just read it every single time. I get a new comment, and they're just arguing about how the Guild Wars 2 community is toxic, and I can't raid. It's not even remotely possible, and just dumb shit. And it's like, all right, whatever. You have literally spent a week arguing with someone in YouTube comments. You could have gone and watched videos, or like practiced and gone into a raid and whatever. I don't know.
Fair enough. I think that there is definitely some merit to that, but I think some people just don't want to do it, you know? They're not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people who say they want to do, I mean, you know, maybe they want to do it, but they don't want to invest a lot of time. I think there is some nuance here. You know?
Exactly.
But I mean, to a certain extent, there is a fairly big commitment that you have to put in if you want to beat the raids from scratch. If you've got 10 people from
there
scratch,
is.
there's quite a lot of investment you have to put into
Absolutely.
that.
I mean, if
Go
you
ahead.
look at it from the standpoint of someone who bought the core game because they knew what was in the core game, and they saw that there were the personal story, which isn't very hard. You can do with one person, you can do with 5. There are the dungeons, which you get some lore from that as well. You do with 5 people, it's short. And they assume that that's what the entire game was going to be like, so they get all their lore easily enough, and then they added in raids with HOT. I could see why you'd be like, no.
There's definitely a fair group of people who want more 5-man content. Unfortunately, that 5-man content comes in fractals, which people are not happy with.
Well, I dislike the fact. I don't mind the fact that it comes in fractals, but I dislike that it's coming in fractals, and the developers of those fractals are telling us that certain ideas are off limits for fractals because it's too lore heavy, and fractals aren't supposed to be lore heavy.
Like story ideas.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of lame because fractals seem to me to be
Fractals
the
are literally just lore.
the best outlet for lore. It's like
Yeah.
you could literally go anywhere in time in Guild Wars 2.
And tell some short story. Yeah.
Like, if a dev is honestly saying we can't do that because it's too lore heavy for fractals,
Well,
like, I would question
like,
if they've
when I-
ever even seen fractals before.
It was when we asked about whether or not
Ritlock.
they do Ritlock in
Yeah,
the Mist.
exactly.
And they said, we thought about it, but no, we don't think it's a good fit because the story's too big and it's
right. That particular story doesn't work in a fractal. It's too big and too long,
and he went on
I mean,
to
I
say
have that problem
we
too.
want people to be able to get in and out of fractals very fast
Sure.
and repeat them fast and not have to go through lore.
Well, I think
So-
that there might be that is a decent argument though, because fractals are short. So
Yeah,
maybe it's not
Make
ideal.
a new dungeon.
Well, I mean, yeah, that will be potentially where you want to go with that. But if you want to do the Ritlock thing, you can't really do that in a dungeon.
Why not?
Because the dungeons are typically kind of linear with regards to things.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Whereas the
go-
Ritlock thing has already happened. You know what I mean?
So what you could do is you could have a dungeon that has 3 paths, wings, whatever the fuck you want to call them, explorable modes. You have the base story dungeon, which is not necessarily overly difficult, and it tells a particular base story about Ritlock in the Mists, how he got there, some of the trials and tribulations he went through, and then each wing could tell a different part of that story to make it a complete story all in one dungeon. So 3 paths plus a story mode for one Ritlock dungeon could tell that most of the entire story, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could even release 7 fractals, each with a different part of the story.
Oh.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that would be
To be
definitely
continued.
viable. The thing is,
Now, the
if
one-
you add that many fractals, the whole system of fractals gets a bit kind of wonky, doesn't it?
Yeah, here's the thing about fractals. Like, when Microsoft released Windows Vista, they just stacked a bunch of shit on top of XP and it was a disaster. And that's kind of what fractals are at this point. Like, fractals are honestly just a disaster.
Oh,
Like, they need to
I think
rebuild
they're-
them.
now
They're
They are what
getting
they
better.
are. They're-
I don't know.
Like,
I think
Cliffside
they're definitely
is
better.
good now. Cliffside, I didn't really have a problem with it before, other than it was, like, kind of too long. But at the same time, I don't really care about time investment in a fractal. It's not going to take more than, like, 2 hours anyways. So, I don't know.
I don't know, Kev.
Yep.
I don't know. I think we'll have to see. We need to see more work done on fractals before I guess we can really say whether they're getting better or worse. Cliffside's a step. I
What is this?
think Cliffside's
it's
a slight
Gorsable
step in the right
nudes.
direction.
I'm a fan of that.
Cliffside is
Oh my
definitely.
God.
You're absolutely right, Inks. It's and everyone. It's definitely a step in the right direction. And I definitely foresee them doing this with some of. I don't know. Okay, Inks. What in your opinion? What is the most obnoxious fractal?
It used to be Cliffside for me.
Molten facility. I'm going to answer for him.
No.
You don't. You,
Old Ascalon.
Oh well, yeah, with the waiting and Molten Facility,
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass. You're definitely
Scarlet.
That's annoying.
What is the
The reactor,
Scarlet one called? The reactor.
Thermal reactor. I think that one's
Yeah,
not actually so bad.
I don't know. The bosses themselves, I'm okay with. It's the stupid crap you do in that one. Molten Facility doesn't bother me too much. There's one part in Molten Facility that people screw up, and that's standing on the stupid squares. I don't know.
There you go. So I think they'll slowly roll out changes to make it. Oh yeah, the fucking underwater fractals, Jesus.
Best
Oh my
ones
god.
ever.
The dolphin,
dolphin.
one. The dolphin one I kind of find funny actually. I don't mind that one so much. Honestly.
I really hope they don't remove any of. They really can't afford to remove any of the.
Don't
fractals.
remove anything.
Nah,
Come on.
you can't remove stuff from fractals. I don't think.
Sure, you can.
They could put them on. They
Borderlands,
could put them on a
that's it.
rotation. That would be interesting. You could have fractal rotation.
Yeah, and just rotate them out permanently.
I don't know.
Indefinitely suspended.
But I
Indefinitely
mean, that's a good
suspend some
question.
fractals.
What are they going to do? Because they said they are making new fractals. How are they going to, when they put the new fractals in, are they going to reorganize the entire table of 1 to 100? Or are they going to rotate out the underwater fractals and slide those in?
No.
Okay,
I
they're
think
going to.
I think they're gonna have to just restructure that table, and I don't think restructuring that table is too big a deal.
No.
Yeah, I think they probably will. And they could just
Yeah.
add more fractal levels. Maybe if they have some kind of, method by which they can just very easily apply the scaling to any amount, any number they like, then they could just add more and then keep it
Yeah, that's
evenly
what it
spaced.
used to do. It used to just RNG the fractal.
Do you think fractal should be like, I don't know, what was that tower of infinite levels? Basically like a survival thing where you keep going until you die and you go up levels and it keeps on scaling harder and harder. And
Did
it
we
doesn't
have
stop.
that in Guild Wars 2?
It wasn't in Guild Wars 2, no.
No,
But it's
But
just like a
in Blade
concept.
Soul.
Like they have that in like Call of Duty with zombies. Like that's everywhere.
I feel like they should have that with fractals. There should be a survival mode where you start off at whatever level you want, like let's say 50 or 100, and then it just keeps on increasing the difficulty the next fractal you do.
Isn't that how it was
What?
originally, pretty much?
Yeah, but there's always a limit there.
Can you just keep going up levels? But the actual maximum was kind of a
the
theoretical one.
maximum was determined because you couldn't get enough AR to progress a particular
Exactly,
air
yeah.
level.
You could get to something
But
like
now-
80.
No.
No.
The AR past 50, you didn't need any more. But 80, just wouldn't go past 80. Like
Oh.
you just couldn't do any higher.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
You could start 81, but it would just put you into 80.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. But no,
'Cause
I
I
think.
was level 80. I got to level 80 and they took it away. They reset it. Said, we'll do some leaderboards. We'll do some leaderboards. And people got to 50 within like hours. And they were like, oh, whoops.
No, because I actually really like where you're going with this, Boots, because I think it will be very interesting. And you could have meaningful leaderboards for who can do the highest level fractal, you know? If there was just some
but
kind
the highest you could start at is 100 at any given time, and you say 100 survival mode. Then you go to 101, then you go to 102 if you beat that, etc., etc. If you guys wipe, you're back to 100.
Yeah, just make it if someone dies, they stay dead too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The thing is, I get, but I think a big problem with that would basically be how long until someone fucks up, because there's certain
That's the point.
Yeah, there's certain methods in the game that the difficulty as such wouldn't be increasing, right? Because it just gets to a point where everything kills you in one hit everywhere anyway.
Yeah, we found ways around that because it did that at level 80. You would get hit by an Ascalonian monk using heal area for 35,000 damage.
Exactly.
Unless you had to reduce it with protection and other stuff, and you had to just blind everything all the time. Or else you would literally get one shot by just about everything. From like 60 to 70 and 70 to 80, you're pretty much just getting one shot.
Yeah.
So
but that means you can't really scale the difficulty anymore unless you added more AoEs, bigger AoEs, and they cast faster and stuff. And then it just gets
well,
silly.
you can reduce condition duration and stuff. You have to basically make.
And that is the whole point. But that's also the whole point of agony, right?
And stuff. Yeah.
So you just make agony more impactful.
No,
higher levels.
I think you should make agony have I guess that's the point of the instabilities, is to make different effects. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you could do stuff with agony, like as it scales, it reduces the healing effectiveness even more. Because it's like minus 50%. So you could just start agony. Like at lower levels, agony could be like minus 10%. And like every tier, like every 10 higher, it gets like an extra 5% or something. Or every tier or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be
just
like
do that until
you get no
eventually
healing.
it's like basically no healing. Like
Or even
minus
better.
90% effectiveness.
Healing kills you. Even better. Yeah, use a healing skill, it does damage to you. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting, actually, because a lot of abilities have side effect healing. So if you apply regen to yourself, it's like applying bleeding. That would be silly.
I think the crowd for that is
Small.
0.0001% of the community. But yes.
On the other hand, they could also add a time factor in for each level past 100 and create leaderboards out of that. So you'll have a group that will go through and they'll try to cleric up and bring as much protection and healing, etc., as much as they want to just clear the level. And then you'll have another group that tries to slice little bits off of that to try and increase their speed to do more damage and get
so that's pure leaderboard.
Yeah, and you could also
that's pure leaderboard stuff.
Factor in gold rewards for all of this stuff.
Sure,
like the higher up you get more gold. And like the faster you do it, you get more gold. And like the less deaths you have, you get more gold. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Or like the higher you go up, at each level you go up past 100, let's say if we do the survival mode thing, is you get an extra 50% magic fine or something. You get better drops the higher you go.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon has a system like this that works incredibly well, impeccably well. And like you go through like a battle arena and you can only take 3 Pokemon. And like the people that come through, like maybe they have a set so you know what to prepare for, or maybe it's totally random and the Pokemon that you're using are just RNG and you get to pick one, and then if you beat them you get to take one of theirs to replace it with. And like you only get to heal or like replenish your moves after like every certain number of people. Like, I mean, you could do stuff like that. Like, I don't know, there's so much that you could do where the point is just to go higher and higher and higher. And I mean, that's literally the point. And then there are some rewards that you can trade in for other stuff. Like, that's how the system works. You get rewards for going higher, and you can get exclusive moves and all kinds of shit. So, I don't know.
I like the idea.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I like the idea a lot, actually. Yeah.
Problem is that they're not going to do any of this. So
probably not.
I don't know.
No, it doesn't seem they have enough time to do that right now.
Yeah. They got to do Living Story season 3, guys.
They've got to get the.
Well, that team is totally separate, though. The problem is the team for Fractals is probably fairly small. I don't, who knows how many people? 5, 6, just like the raids, I would assume. So it's whatever those developers are able to get done. Right now, I would imagine they're working on reworking a couple of the systems, reworking a couple of the existing Fractals. And of course, we know they're working on at least one new Fractal for this year.
Yeah. So it must be small, the team, because it's...
Yeah, I imagine so.
Realistically, it's probably like 2 or 3 people, if I had to guess.
Maybe.
I think the raid team's like 6 people.
Yeah.
And then they just pull in help from the artists whenever they need it.
Seems to be kind of how it works.
Yeah.
So... Teapot, I hear you've been playing some War vs. World.
Yes. Actually good.
How's that been going?
It's actually good. Yes. It is. It's very it's when you have everyone in a voice communication system, it's actually hilarious. Especially if people don't really know what they're doing. It's actually the best part, because we just kind of fuck around and kill stuff.
Do you run like what kind of builds do all you guys run?
Well, because we're idiots, we were all running PvE builds. I was running just basically Elementalist with full Berserker in World vs. World. It's actually not that bad, because
it's not bad.
Because everyone on the enemy team doesn't really do very much damage, because they have they're quite defensive. So, and with staff, you can negate a lot of damage. You can just hide away from people and just nuke stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I've learned one thing: you need lots of Guardians. Plenix, our World vs. World expert, you're gonna need a lot of Guardians, he says.
Plenix is an idiot.
Is he, though?
Yeah.
It's the what's it called? Aegises that are very important.
All right.
The blocks and the
you have that reflex. Guardian trap. It just puts down Aegises.
That helps, yeah, but yeah. Also, just AoE Aegises are pretty great.
Yes.
And stability. Yeah. Okay, so you guys have been running around with like 15 people?
Yeah, about 15 people. I think to truly be effective, you need a few more than that. Because otherwise you get kind of squished by people who just chase you down with, 30, 40 people. And then that's not so good.
Do you feel like you guys are actually helping your server, or is it just like you have no idea what's going on?
Well, we don't really defend shit, so basically we just go around attacking stuff. Because attacking is way better than defending, most of the time anyway, so we just go and cap stuff a lot of the time, then forget about it, and then it's capped by the time we get back there. So, I mean, you know, we're not really... we're not really playing World vs. World correctly yet. But don't worry, Salt will make Underworld the best server ever once we actually play properly. It'll be good.
Have you been getting yelled at by other commanders for screwing up their plans?
Well, I mean, you know, we upset a few people, or at least they were pretending to be upset. But that's only because people from Salt were just going crazy in map chat, kind of trolling and shit. Spamming Kappa, pinging insights. They didn't really like that. Yeah. And because we were kind of discussing memes and shit in map chat, people were upset at us for using foul language. That was funny. It was pretty entertaining. Yeah. You can give us real builds. We make our own builds because they're so good, Sadrian. That's why we have god tier builds. We just get random shit and then try and kill. But yeah, it actually reminds me of another incredibly amusing story that happened just this Friday. So we were playing some Stronghold, the best PvP mode by far, 100% win rate, obviously, because we had a 5-man premium. We were playing the game borderline correctly, just kind of squishing everyone flat. Actually, that's actually a lie. We played about 5 correct games, and then 9 games where people were idiots, so we just rushed them because they didn't know how to play. And then some guy posts on Reddit saying, Don't play Stronghold because there are idiot. If you're solo queuing, because there are idiot PVE guilds with what did he say? Something like brain dead builds, just farming Stronghold, and it was us. It was us the whole time.
That happened similarly. Since I guess we were just talking about World versus World. Like this was a long time ago with people that like haven't played the game for like years at this point. In D&T, we would go into the Eternal Battlegrounds jumping puzzle and just farm people. And like,
I forgot about that jumping puzzle.
It was like Tarnished Coast or Jade Quarry or something. I think it was Tarnished Coast. Like they were like flipping as shit because people were trying to do it for like the chests and stuff and like achievements or like gift of battles. I don't remember. No, I don't want to turn sticky keys on, but like. We were fucking shit up. So then we had like at most 10 people. And so they sent a Zerg of like probably almost 40 people and we just wiped them out. Like we just annihilated them. And like we were using just like mostly like PvE builds with like the classic like Bulls Charge Frenzy 100 Blades warriors. Just, like you would get off 100 Blades with Frenzy and there are like 5 people dead in front of you. Like it was amazing.
It's because your PvP DPS was too high.
Yeah, exactly. And so like we wiped them out like twice, I think, and then they just stopped coming in altogether. And then like the next day and that night on the official forums, there were threads about the D&T jumping puzzle troll guild.
Oh my god.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember people.
That's the good thing about World vs. World, though. You don't have to have a lot of people, but it helps. You know what I mean?
And there are people that take it way too seriously and get really mad, and it's wonderful.
I think we encountered some of these people. Okay, they weren't very happy with us not taking World vs. World that seriously. They weren't very happy at all. Actually, they were quite angry. They were quite angry at us for not being as serious as they were about World vs. World. And they weren't very nice to us, actually. But, whatever. I don't care.
In Texas, we have people like that, too, but we just call them Trump supporters.
I remember when one of the... I don't remember what it was tied to, but kites or something had dropped into the PvP jumping puzzle as part of one of the festivals. And this actually happened twice that year. It's probably about 2 years ago, I think. And you had to go into the World vs. World jumping puzzle in order to get one of these achievements. And I can remember people from Jade Quarry just camping, day and night, camping that puzzle, killing anybody who fucking entered. It was, fun times indeed.
Yeah. I remember trying to get like so many of my friends who I got to play Guild Wars 2 newbies who barely jumping puzzle, trying to get them through that thing when people are trolling. It's just it hurts. It hurts.
Frustration.
You got to get that Ultimate Dominator title somehow, man.
That's right.
I don't care about it. I have Dungeon Master.
Ooh, Dungeon Master.
You got sloth something or other.
Slib Wobbler?
Slib.
Yeah.
I still want to make that character, man. I told you about the Mesmer idea.
You definitely should. In fact, why haven't you done it already, Brazil? Come on.
I don't know.
I
need the gold for legendary armor. I finally have over 1,000 gold now.
You think it's going to be that expensive?
It's probably going to be like 3K.
On launch, maybe, yeah. Ah, yeah, okay.
Wouldn't surprise me. New legendary weapons like 2,400. Seems about right.
Yeah. Feels bad.
I got my provisioner tokens. That's all done, finally.
300? Good job, Brazil. Yeah!
Haven't even started.
How much gold
not
did you drop
either.
on it, Brazil? How much did you drop on it?
It was between like 200 and 300
Oh,
because
sorry about
after
that.
I bought like 3 sets of rares off the trading post, I realized, I can craft these for a third of the price. And so I did that. So I wasted a bunch of money and then just crafted the rest. And it took like 2 hours to craft them all, but I wasn't doing anything else. Like if you go and look at level 80 rare crafted weapons, like they'll be like 30 silver, 35, 40 silver, 30 silver, 38 silver, like almost 2 gold, and then just back down to like 30 and so on. It's
So how
pretty
screwed
funny.
am I for legendary armor if I have not gotten any provisioner tokens yet, and I have, I think 10 commendations or legendary, whatever they're called.
Insights?
You're behind the game a little bit.
Well,
I think you're honestly gonna need at least 60 insights.
I think
Okay.
more like
I think
120. 120
yeah.
plus, I think, personally.
I would be more inclined to think that. I think at least 60 is just a no-brainer.
Yeah. 10 for each piece. But I'm thinking more like 20, 25 for each piece,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to need to... Well, actually, for you, Boots, it's now probably impossible. Very likely impossible to get it on day one.
I'm not going to get it.
Not certainly impossible. Not 100%,
I won't-
but probably.
I will not have it on day one either.
Well, because the thing is with the legendary armor is that you may have to do some of the achievements in the raid, or you didn't have to for Wing 2, but you did for Wing 1. You had to do the soul mirror thingy. And you had to beat bosses multiple times for Wing 1. Did you have to beat bosses multiple times in Wing 2? No, you didn't, did you?
Well, for Slub Grubbler and stuff, but
Yeah, you don't need the achievements, though, for the armor. For the...
yeah, I guess not.
no, I need the achievements.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's entirely possible that you only need to beat the 3rd raid wing once in order to make the armor, but that may not be the case.
Maybe. There's always stuff you have to do in the open world as well, combined with the raid and...
Is there a possibility that a set of legendary armor is going to be less expensive than a set of ascended armor?
0%.
Zero, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay, so then forget
I
it.
mean, honestly, I would rather it be more about the raid stuff and the skill requirement than about just gold. But they're gonna make it both,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
that really annoys me.
There will be a large gold gate in
Yeah.
there. Not just provisioner tokens, which is a daily...
25 days if you get
pain in
every
your
one
ass.
every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it only
The
takes
daily
about
time gate annoys the hell out of me for all of that stuff.
if you memorize the timers,
Ugh.
like by like less than halfway, like a third of the way through it, I had like the time to go do it memorized. I would like log in around that time if I was able to. It'd take me like less than 5 minutes to get the provisioner tokens, because like some of them, the Scar waypoint and like the Rada Novus waypoint, if you don't want to just run to it, Southwatch and Northwatch, like those are all behind events. So you actually have to have the events completed to get those provisioners. Everything else is just always up. So like there are particular crossovers where like Tangled Depths is up and so is Arc Basin. So you just boom, hit each one of them in a line and you're okay. Like just knock it out in like 5 minutes. But that's also, you have to factor in how much goddamn bag slots or bank slots it takes up. and like how much money it costs, and just the time scene.
I'm just not a big fan of the daily cap on, like, you can do this once per day. It's not a big fan of that.
It's terrible, pretty much. That is a good point, though. So to get an ascended set through the raids would actually be really easy, because all you have to do is complete the achievement, and you get a full set. So Boots, good news! If you just do,
Yay.
if you do the Legendary Armor Precursor achievement, you get a set of Ascended Armor for free. So you will spend 0 gold doing that. So actually, yeah, Saihan makes a good point there.
Until they make you
That's
salvage
fantastic.
it for some kind of some kind of piece that you need for the legendary piece or whatever.
Yep, you'll absolutely have to salvage all of them.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
You do
Jesus.
for the backpack. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't for the armor.
That'd
And you have to
pretty
for the
right.
weapons as well, actually, right?
I think so.
By the way, I'm doing a little bit of roaming while we're talking, and I just got a Kevin to drop.
Just owned.
Really? You actually got a Kevin?
dropped. I got
Kevin?
a Kevin.
I don't know, Kevin.
Yeah. I got
I
a
got
Kevin.
a margarita. These things are pretty good, honestly.
Wow.
Margaritas are nice. I like mojitos a little bit more.
I don't like mojitos because that is just an abomination hell mutation of rum.
Wow.
Is it because of Cuba?
Minty.
No. I just don't like mojitos or fucking... You see, I was going to describe it with a particular like pronoun as feminine, but if I say that, people will get triggered, so I can't.
Do you really
Okay.
think there are people watching this stream that are going to get triggered? Have we not scared
I
them
don't
off by
know,
now?
man.
Then they've
I was
all,
gonna
haven't
say
all run
girly.
away.
Yeah,
Good.
that's correct, Boots. You used your engineer
Holy shit.
unemployed brain to figure it out.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
It hurt
But
me.
like,
It hurt.
I was gonna make some other.
Wait, a margarita is less feminine?
I don't
than a-
know. It's probably not. But like, oh, that's right. I went to Mexico on a cruise, and the margaritas there, like, if you were not prepared for those, they're pretty big. Like a lot of people, like our tour guide lady was like, okay, just gonna warn you, like you probably never had a margarita like this before, where it's literally like 65% Patron, and like it's just people are fucking just done. They have like a third of one, they're just gone. It's great.
That's
It's
actually pretty funny.
And then we took like a small little ferry boat, like to go to some ruins or shit. And like on the boat, this was amazing. Like it's like fucking Inks is laughing because he probably knows where this is going. But like you're on the boat and it's choppy and shit because you're
Oh,
going over
no.
waves. And like meanwhile there are guys dressed as like banditos walking around selling shit. And they have this like leather belt across them that like looks like you had put like 50 caliber bullets in it. But they're these little plastic vials filled with tequila. It's like 2 or 3 shots worth of tequila in them, and they like sell them for like a couple bucks, and people would just, you know, slam it on the boat while the fucking waves are going, and it's like really big tequila. And they'd just be like people like hanging over the side, throwing up. It was amazing. Oh, it was incredible.
Oh dear.
I gotta tell you, it is not easy to play an interrupt build with a ping of 5,000.
5k ping. Ugh.
I don't know what it is, but I'm currently downloading a game at the same
Fallout
time
4?
too. No, what's it called? Battleborn. And it is not easy to interrupt. Oh, I think I'm dead, but I'm not sure yet because the game is frozen.
Just
Yeah,
keep,
I'm dead.
Boots, just keep pressing 4 until the fight is over, and then you might win.
I should have done that.
Yeah, Just
well,
keep
too late. I
spamming.
think I'm just gonna close this.
yeah. The ping is too much. Honestly, playing with any ping is annoying. Because I've been lagging quite a lot recently because my internet sucks. And you know, even playing at 300 ping is actual cancer. It's just, oh my god, so annoying. Yeah, that's a good point actually. If you want to play with 5k ping, just use your skills 20 skills in advance, 20 seconds in advance. Yeah. You have to be clairvoyant to play with ping. But
I think that just pressing forward would do it.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, just keep doing it. Honestly, with lag, it's I don't know. It doesn't really impact. I don't know, with low ping, so you know, 300, 400 ping. It doesn't really impact your ability to play, but it just feels shit. That's the worst thing about it. You can still do stuff, but it's just really obnoxious. Even when I play on NA, I don't get that bad.
It's like playing QWOP.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Rum Power. I would agree with you a little bit there about the eye. It's like it's very bright. It's very bright, and I was trying to get it to look nicer than it does, but it's not easy to do that.
Isn't that a Gearbox game? God, I hate Gearbox so much.
Why do you hate them?
Because it's literally like reading an Imager post with all stupid, shitty memes. It's like, haha, Claptrap's making fart jokes. This is hilarious.
I thought you loved shitty memes.
No.
Oh.
You don't like shit memes?
Yeah, I didn't.
Do you only like high-grade memes?
My whole image view is broken now. Oh, high-grade memes, like
only high-grade memes. Dude.
I ironically like memes. I don't really like memes.
Oh. Is there any other way to like memes?
Or meme hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are people that unironically like memes that like I'll be reading like the Fallout 4 subreddit just to see about like what's happening, and there's like a whole string of comments, people just saying like Leroy Jenkins, and then the next comment is I understood that reference, and then the one after that, it's just like it just goes, and it's like, oh my god, please just fuck off.
Yeah.
But one thing I got to say about Battleborn is I've only played, I think, like 5 minutes so far. And the opening cinematic for the prologue is badass. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Gearbox always like just nails the opening cinematic. Every time, every game they make.
You'll be quitting in a couple days anyway for Overwatch, so I don't know why you're bothering.
Why do you
tomorrow, isn't it?
Why do you even want to play Overwatch? I don't get it. I don't get the hype.
Overwatch?
I'm like Jebro.
I like it.
Badass.
Jebro is tweeting about how he doesn't get it, and I really don't get it. You got to hook me up.
It reminds me of the days I used to play Halo 2 a lot back in university, and that was a lot of fun playing with your friends, doing.
I played Halo 2 in 5th grade.
You're young.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was, it's fun just hanging out with the friends, playing shooter PvP. It's, it's the same thing as CS:GO or whatever these guys do, only it's a lot more fast-paced action and, just pure fun.
Pure fun.
Pure fun.
That's a good say. I like
It'll be a huge hit for Blizzard.
Of course.
Probably.
Yeah.
Big tournament
Blizzard
scene.
has just nailed their formula. They're just knocking it out of the park.
Big tournament scene.
Hearthstone and now Overwatch. Oh,
Hearthstone, WoW, and Overwatch. Like, I mean, even WoW. Like, WoW could disappear at this point, and they'd probably be fine.
They'd definitely be fine. Yeah.
They could probably just delete it.
All they
They'd
need
be
is
fine,
Hearthstone.
but that's a lot of free money for them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not going to disappear. They just probably won't put as much time and effort into or at least manpower into their production of the new things. You think?
They're pulling devs off so that they can work on Legion and get it done.
Really?
Yeah.
WoW is a pretty big deal. They're going to sell a lot of copies. The thing about WoW is that even if they literally just shipped a turd, people would still buy it.
Yeah. There's always a spike. Like,
Well, I mean, they've done that after Lich King. That's been every single expansion since then.
That razor sharp whip
What's
Brazil.
really amusing is there's so many players, there's so many accounts for World of Warcraft that as soon as the expansion ships 30 days later, the amount of losses from that first month is more than most MMOs combined could afford to suffer.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna launch a game, if you're gonna launch a quality game, launch it 30 days after a WoW expansion because you're gonna pick up a bunch of people looking for a new game.
Look at this.
The expansion.
And that's nothing against WoW. It's just if they have 9 or 10 million players or 13 million or whatever the fuck it is, they'll bleed like 2 million players looking for another game.
Yeah.
Is that what Guild Wars 2 did to start out with? Was there an expansion that came just before it?
No,
I don't think so.
MoP was after.
They should have delayed.
Yeah. This is a nice meme here by Neok. You know what Legion is gonna have? Legendary weapons. And that is
No way.
accurate.
I mean, my Warglave's back.
Yeah. Warglaves. I'll be pretty good in Guild Wars 2.
I
They're pretty
played
cool.
one in Skyrim. I had a Warglaive.
Oh.
Thunder Fury.
Blessed Blade. Did someone say Thunder Fury? Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
Yeah, I think someone said Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure no one here would mention Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. That would never happen.
You want to know what was great about Thunder Fury?
What?
You actually had to do a fucking quest to get it.
Yeah. That is true.
Oh
But
my.
a lot of the legendary weapons just involve doing things a lot of times in WoW, though. I mean, it's like a 2% drop rate on one of the bindings from MC. So, I mean, that's fun, I guess. So you're looking at an average of about 50 weeks to get it done. I mean, I don't know. That's even worse than provisioner tokens, man.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Unlucky.
If you're
that's a year.
Yeah, if you're unlucky.
Usually guilds that had arranged that stuff already had a list of this is the first person, second person, etc., etc., etc. It was a matter of RNG.
Absolutely.
You could be lucky and be unlucky.
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing like being Paladin 13 of 16 on the list and waiting to get your piece in a 40-man raid. That's a lot of fun.
Oh.
I can tell you what I was
Fun
unlucky
times.
about. I decided that the best way for me to make money in WoW was I was a thief, rogue, I mean, was to kill a bunch of people, or no, pickpocket a bunch of people for the highest tier lockboxes, and open them all up over and over again every day for a year, and hope that one dagger drops. But it never did. It was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life, and what a waste of time. Continue.
Let's shed a tear.
Oh.
Shed a tear for Boots' epic career of gathering logboxes.
Lockboxes.
Wow, Ink's swearing more than usual. He's angry. Get him, Inks. That's what Jebro says. Well, Jebro, Inks on tea time is just he's fucking loose cannon. Honestly, this guy just goes
Jebro
crazy.
sucks. Can we get a real
Wow.
shoutcaster?
Wow.
Wow,
I like you, Jet Bro.
that's hot.
Preferably one that doesn't look like a burnout candlestick.
What?
Shots fired. But wait, Brazil, bold is best.
Oh,
Someone,
yeah, I forgot.
Jebro
Bald as
subs.
beast.
Jebro subs. Come on, spam that shit. Bold as beast. Spam the emote. But yeah. Do we have anything else to talk about? I don't think we do.
Probably not.
No.
How is season 3 going?
Sorry.
Warriors busted as shit, and it's
Oh,
awesome.
PvP. Yeah.
There's a
Warrior-
guy.
It sure is.
I
It
threw
sure
him in the
is.
trash all game.
You threw him
And-
in the trash.
And in Say Chat afterwards, he said this flavor of the month warrior build, and I said maybe you'll win next month. Brutal.
Warrior is
Nice.
very strong.
Yeah. Jeb, maybe you could confirm this. Is Warrior Burst bow burst broken where it takes off 6 conditions instead of 3 from Cleansing Ire? Because that's what I've been hearing a lot, and I just want to see if it's actually true.
It seems to be. I've also heard that as well. That's pretty funny, actually. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of entertaining.
Mace bow. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know
But-
is I see 2 warriors in every match, and
Yeah, it has 3
Oh,
combo
hell.
fields. But yes, it's broken. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. You have adrenal health out the ass. You're always going to be stacked with that. And you have, healing signet too. And you have, box and condition cleanse out the ass. This is really good. And you just play the Wanderer's Amulet with toughness.
What did you think of the somebody on Reddit had released I think it's one of the PvP guys released a list S tier and tiered the classes up for people, kind of made an assessment.
Yeah.
Well,
Ellie's always still on top.
yeah. Well, I mean, last season on the tier list, Elementalist was only in the 2nd tier, which I actually thought was bullshit because I think Elementalist is broken as fuck. I think arguably Elementalist is quite a bit weaker this time because Warrior shits all over it. So, and seeing as more people are playing Warriors, I think it's kind of not as good as it was last season, especially with the nerfs to the shouts. The shout nerfs kind of sting a little bit, actually. 5-second
Hey,
cooldown.
give him like 5 seconds
Yeah.
on every.
Yeah, but honestly, it's still insane.
Still strong.
It's
not
still
bad, yeah.
it's still really good. But yeah,
The only thing I ran up against with my warrior that I had trouble with was this Revenant. I guess I think it might have been Power Rev.
You know how
I'm
you
not-
counter Power Revenant? They use Unrelenting Assault, and you just run next to a wall, and they fall through it and fall out of the map.
Revenant's Revenant's not quite as strong as it used to be, especially in this meta. They still have good matches. They still have very good matches, but there's quite a few classes and builds that are being run to just shit all over them. We'll see. We'll see how people adjust.
we will. Yeah, I mean,
Indeed.
it takes a while for everything to kind of settle down after the changes anyway. It'll be done in a few weeks. But you know what? I have an amusing... I was playing some unranked, because I had to get rank 20 on my other account to start playing ranked. Okay, and unranked is literal cancer. I'm sorry, it's actual cancer. There were these two thieves, okay? They were duo Q double thief, okay? I said to this guy, look, listen, dude. He's just. I was just standing on mid because someone was coming. I said, look, dude, you're a thief. Go decap far, okay? And then he immediately blocks me and whispers me, "You are the reason the Guild Wars 2 community is terrible." I couldn't even
think it's
reply
true.
because he blocked me. Yeah, he was just kind of AFK, just bumble fucking his way around the map, and then he just. What the? I don't even know, man. I can't deal with this shit.
Thieves are pretty strong.
Yeah.
The Guild Wars 2 Facebook group is like that. Like, I like ironically go in and troll sometimes because there are a couple people that like know it's me, and like I'll post something, like I'll post a picture of legendary insights. I'll say something stupid like you need this many insights to comment on this post, and just people just get so pissed and they just go down.
I will say that solo queue. Oh God, it's so bad.
I solo queued. I'm undefeated. I haven't lost a game. I've been solo queuing.
I have had really bad luck with teams in solo queue.
Just
It's
play
been
Warrior.
unpleasant.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I'm not playing Warrior. I guess it has a lot to do with it.
I'll
So
teach you.
here's the thing. So I was 1v2ing a druid and a thief at about 10% health the whole fight, and I wasn't dying because like I was just able to sustain off of stupid amounts of regeneration and Condi clears, and like just kill them. Like you just beat them. Like you block and you stun them and you immobilize them and you just put fire on them.
Science
Like,
says my
it's
MMR is
dumb.
0. That's
It's dumb.
why. It's a good possibility. That's the reason, Cyan.
Just play Stronghold. All you have to do is play Stronghold because people they can't play and they refuse to learn because it's not Conquest.
Right.
then
So
you
I
can
did
just flatten
play.
people.
I think I played 2 matches of Stronghold. I won one. I lost one. But it's the same thing. You either get on a team who knows what they're doing and is willing to play, or you get on a team where someone says, "Who's going defense?" and nobody goes defense, and the other team just steamrolls right through before you can adjust.
Yeah, the core formula of like PvP realistically is like which team has the better ratio of like worse players to like people that are actually skilled has the advantage. So like when you just RNG, like literally a 5-man pre-made versus 5 shit pugs, like, and that happens, which is like, why does that happen? But it happens. So I don't know.
I think sometimes though pre-mades are actually worse than punks
Yeah,
because
that's
they're
happened
they're
sometimes.
occasionally guilds that try and play, and they as a result of this
trash.
they artificially get inflated up. Again, they face better random people than they should, so they get squished. And that happens quite a lot in Stronghold actually
The
because
Lunar Wolves.
they try and do a guild mission. Which, that's fair enough, whatever. So
The
they try
Lunar
and do.
Wolves can't even do Tequaddle, and they try to 5Q PvP and get thrown in the trash.
In the
I don't know what
trash.
the Lunar Wolves are.
I don't know.
I will say
Lunar
this too:
Wolves.
the queue times seem to be kind of long.
Yeah, I was solo
Like I'm
queuing.
queuing for everything. Yeah, I'm solo
Hmm.
queuing for everything. Like I'm not excluding any type of play. And I don't know, 5-6 minutes on average.
Really?
Yeah,
Anytime?
I've been having
I've
similar
been around
experience to
3.
that. I've been
Now, I'm
getting
not
3-4
playing-
minutes.
I'm
solo
not
queue.
playing like North American prime time from like 8 to 10 or whatever. I'm playing outside of those times, so I guess that's why. But I don't know.
My
Last season, I didn't have that big a problem with queues until you got to Ruby.
Well, last season my queue times would say average queue time 1 minute 30, 2 minutes sometimes, and it would be a 1 minute 30, 2 minutes. But nowadays it says 1 minute 32 minutes average queue time, but it's taking at least 3 minutes every time to get in. So I don't know what it is exactly that I'm doing wrong. But
The other thing, and this is just RNG really, but I've had a couple of matches, quite a few, where it's all solo queuers on one team, which is the team that I'm on, and we get matched against like 3 and 4 man pre-mades, and it's not unwinnable. It's just a lot less fun.
Jebro scoffs at your complaints of 4 minutes because of the people with high MMR who wait like 20 minutes
Yeah,
every time.
I get it, right? There's definitely people in Ruby and whatever who are waiting really long times, but still, if I'm sitting there for 4 minutes doing nothing, waiting for a game, I'm sorry, it's just 4 or 5 minutes per game that I'm waiting.
I will tell you one.
I could be playing Fallout 4 instead and actually having fun.
It's just boring sitting there and waiting. And I realize that's just a thing, right? But
Maybe they should let you queue from outside of the Heart of the Mists.
They should.
20-minute queue time, 10-minute queue time. See, I'm not waiting 20 minutes for a game. I won't do it. It's not going to happen. And even 10 minutes is kind of too much.
Well,
at 5 minutes, I'm getting annoyed, to be quite honest.
Well, honestly, about 3 minutes, I'm getting pissed. I mean, fuck.
Kids these days with their low attention
I'm sorry.
span.
I'm sorry.
Like,
Season 2, I didn't have to wait that long.
You young innings.
I didn't have to wait that long last season, so I'm not used to waiting. So now I'm sitting there waiting 5-6 minutes, whatever it is. It's like, man, what is taking so long?
Yeah, we did uncover an interesting phenomenon though, because Dicer it, aka Nico in chat, he told us that once you get 7 minutes, the queue just kind of auto pops, and we actually tested this, and almost every time it would be plus or minus 1 or 2 minutes. Well, plus or minus 30 seconds to a minute around 7 minutes every time we get a queue in Stronghold. So it does seem to kind of, something happens in the matchmaking that it will kind of give up at 7 minutes and just find
like
somewhere.
Halo 3. Like Halo 3, like the whole point of the matchmaking is it for like 3 seconds it would look for people your same level. And then like just after that, like every like 5 seconds it would just keep spreading and getting bigger.
That's basically what's happening here, isn't it? And that's kind of interesting that happens.
If I could play Stronghold exclusively, I would. It's the queue times are even worse for Stronghold if you're just playing that.
Yeah, because ArenaNet decided it was a good idea to get hyped for this new game mode, and then like, oh, it's released. Well, we are not going to do anything about it at all.
Well, yeah, they just dropped it, which is really unusual to me because they were kind of.
It's not unusual to me. They do that with everything they release, but it's just sad to see it.
They didn't do it with raids, did they, Brazil?
No.
I think raids are probably the first thing that they haven't done that with.
I know people are kind of making fun of me for being annoyed for waiting for like 5-6 minutes. I'm sorry, but it's so boring. I don't know how you guys do it all the time.
I mean, why?
Waiting 20 minutes, I would just leave queue.
I don't.
I'm not waiting 20 minutes.
I wait when I PvP, but I just play windowed full screen. I just have Google Chrome over the top of it. And so, like, I can see, like, chat and shit and what's going on, but I'm just, like, doing other shit on the computer. Or I have, like, Photoshop and another monitor or something. I have 3 monitors, and it's awesome. So...
Mm-hmm. They added Miss Champions, Jebra, but that didn't really address the inherent problems Stronghold has. That's the thing. And it turns out that you just use Tarai anyway, because he's broken overpowered, but, that's...
Is he the best one to use?
Yeah, by far. He taunts everyone. It's fucking silly.
That's good though.
He does AoE taunt to everyone in the Lord room, and then he chips off 25% of everyone's health, including the Lord, when he uses his ability. It's just silly. If you have 2 of them, that stacks. So it's 50% of everyone's health and a 6-second AoE taunt to everyone in the room. This is the correct one to pick. And he pulses Aegis as well, so you get fucking people going crazy, blocking everything.
Tarai, I kind of like that though.
Tarai is a crazy ass motherfucker.
Well, you know what's sad about that is that he is the standard champion that everybody
That's
gets.
not sad. That's great.
No, that's correct.
No.
That's correct. There are
Yeah.
definitely some uses to the other ones, but his ability is just insane. If you get to the Lord Room, you will win a fight with Tarai. When he gets to the room.
Why is that bad? Because the other ones are like Gem Store, aren't they?
No.
No.
Nothing is Gem Store.
Yeah,
No,
you just
You unlock it
do.
and
Yeah,
play the damn.
you pay
How do you
gold.
unlock-
You pay gold to unlock a reward track, then you do the reward track, then you get the hero.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just think that it sounds like he's way stronger compared to the others than he should be.
He is a lot stronger, yeah. There's definitely some use, and Sadrian just pointed this out. There's a big amount of use for Tybalt as well. Tybalt is also very strong because he pulses resistance, and
Yeah, I see a lot of people take Tybalt.
his ability is also good, very strong. And I haven't played enough to fully determine how strong it is. He drops apples on everyone's head and they get stunned. That's also very powerful. He's pretty good, but I would probably say that Tarai is still the best. Personally,
I guess
would
it
say.
depends on if you're playing against Condi builds or
Yeah.
more power builds.
Oh yeah, he
But
as Jebra said, he
then that
cleanses
means
conditions
that
as well.
that means that the other two, Nika and Grim, have very little place in the game mode currently.
Yeah, Nika doesn't really do what she's supposed to do. That's kind of the problem. She's supposed to be the let's get aggressive, but she really doesn't do that. She just dies. She's got about 3 health, and that's kind of the point. There's supposed to be different levels of durability and damage, but you just kill her and she dies. There you go.
Maybe she just needs to move a little bit faster.
Probably.
She's already pretty fast. She's already the fastest.
Just shadow step past people in
Yeah.
stealth.
Yeah. You get into the
Just
Oh.
give her the fucking Hylek Hunter UI, where she just like rolls backwards and she's across the map and just one shots you with an arrow.
Wow.
Well, some balancing there. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to Tarai being very useful. I think he should be because that's the champion everybody's going to get. I just don't think he should be the most useful out of all of them. I think there should be a closer balance there.
Well, I think
That's all.
I don't think they should nerf him. I think they should buff the other ones. Because honestly, I'd almost say they should buff all the heroes actually, because I think getting the hero should be a really big deal. Because it is it's the mechanic that can allow you to swing the game around pretty much. Go
What would
ahead.
you do
Which-
about archers?
Which doesn't happen
Oh.
nearly enough.
I don't know what to do about archers in Stronghold, honestly, because if you make them too I don't know, maybe if you make them have a buff for everyone who's around them. So if you have one person, they do, say, X% amount of damage, 2 people, they do 2x amount of damage extra. But a huge problem for every NPC in this game is the AI. The AI is both inconsistent and also retarded, okay? That's the problem here, okay? So sometimes you've got your little door breakers going crazy, and then you're going through. Sometimes the guards don't do shit, and they just attack you instead. But sometimes they go straight for the breakers and swipe them like this, and instantly kill all of them in one hit. Okay, and sometimes the hero, sometimes he'll punch the gate, just slowly punch it down, and then sometimes he'll just go crazy and run halfway across the map chasing someone. It's dumb. Okay, and then with archers, it's the same shit. Sometimes they'll attack players, but then sometimes they'll just run around just chasing someone for 10 minutes. It's just, it's silly.
What if archers,
Yeah.
what would it do to the game if it made it that when you summoned an archer, it spawned on the other lane, going the opposite direction?
I was just thinking that. What if you had the ability to summon an archer in your defensive lane?
Well, I have an even better idea. Not idea, but explanation. Do you think that the AI is actually doing what it's supposed to do, but people are just shit? And it follows them and it just tracks them?
I don't know.
You ever thought about that?
Feels bad, man. And the breakers are supposed to die in one hit, and that's the whole point. They are supposed to die in one hit. And I don't actually have a problem with that, but they have to do it every time, okay? Because there's been many a time when I've been defending, and my guards, they're just going, ooh, what should I do? Oh, a player! I'm going to take him down! And then the breakers just walk right past. Oh, yeah, thanks, guards. Really helping me out there. Because often the people attacking, they'll bring 2 healers, 2 or more healers. So, you've got 2 Tempests healing the breakers. You ain't going to do shit unless you've got 3 or more people there. And usually you have 3 people attacking. So the only way you can reliably kill the door breakers is to have the guards actually hit them. Because they kill them in 1 hit, so the Tempests can't do anything about that. Even if they've got protections on, they die instantly. Or unless they have Aegis, which is like... Guardian is really good in Stronghold, or if they're blinded or something like that. But yeah.
So you're saying that the guards should have a much stronger target door breakers first script in them?
I think honestly, if there are door breakers, the guards always go after door breakers as hard coded. Get that shit in there. They have to go after the door breakers every time, because right now it's not 50-50. It's more like 80-20. So well, I mean, obviously there's no numerical backup behind that, but a lot of the time but I'd say 1 in 5. They go after players and don't go after the door breakers correctly.
Yeah.
Just because of some weird... I don't know what the mechanics of it are. It's just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, this is a good... Yeah, Olsen raised an excellent point about Stronghold. Because we played quite a lot of Stronghold recently. There's a really big problem with... Super speed is insane, for a start, because you can make the breakers go really, really fast. Faster than their swiftness speed. And also focus 4 on... The Lord's abilities are basically kind of too weak. Ink's the really powerful ability that you have to dodge, where it pulls you in and then spins you and kind of fucks you with weakness and poison. If you're as an elementalist, you walk up to her, him or her at that point, you press focus 4, it completely negates all of it. It destroys every projectile. It makes it utterly worthless. And also, the Lord breaks almost immediately as well. You just need a few CCs. It's pretty funny. Feels bad, man. But yeah. Just me and Saihan, we're coming up with a list of all the things that need addressing in Stronghold. Because honestly, I love Stronghold, even in its kind of semi-broken state right now. I still really enjoy the game.
I love the idea. I love the idea of it. I love. I really do like that game mode. It's certainly not perfect, as Teapot's been talking about for the last little while here. It needs more attention and love. Unfortunately, the player base just hasn't really received it overly well.
Yeah,
doesn't like it.
It feels bad, man.
And people keep telling me the pro players don't like it. I don't know how true that is or not. But yeah, if you don't have people in the community supporting it, then it's just not going to get attention from ArenaNet, right? They're going to put their resources into Conquest and into other things.
And so they should. Really.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they can't just cater to me and Inks. You know what I mean? As much as I'd like that.
No, you're absolutely wrong, because that's what they did with raids.
They catered to
a low amount, but I honestly think an even lower amount of people like Stronghold. Play Stronghold.
Jebro says pro players think it's trash, and that's a shame.
Unfortunate.
I wish they didn't feel that way.
Pro players also think PvE is easy, and then they just get fucked up in PvE when they go do it.
They also think it's okay to purposely bug the game, and anyway.
Yep.
It's perfectly fine.
They also think it's okay to DDoS people, am I right, boys?
And play on each other's teams.
Hey, yeah, play on each other's teams. Fucking meme fiesta. I played Stronghold for 1 hour and got stuck in a game that was already over for another hour. That happened to me, actually. This happened to me as well, Salami Fever. That's a good name, by the way, dude. But it wasn't this happened to me in Conquest, not Stronghold. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean...
bug was around last season.
Yeah, that's not a bug unique to Stronghold, so don't worry about that. Yeah.
Guys, Sadrian is a pro player and can play PvE.
Holy shit. A hybrid.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh. He's the best of both
with your
worlds.
warrior, of course you are, Brazil.
He subs for easy peasy.
I mean, cool. I have 3K hours on my warrior, but I don't really play it anymore.
Yeah.
So, I like it. I love it. But...
Yeah.
I don't know. I really love... I think I still have more... What the fuck? I think I still have more hours on my Guardian than I do my warrior. But I probably like warrior more than Necro, but Necro is just a blast.
Necro is fun.
If I could be a profession, this is how it would be. If I could be a profession in real life, I'd be a warrior. But I have a little bit more fun playing Necromancer.
So would Necromancer in real life be more fun? kind of raising people from the dead, summoning the little fuckers.
I mean, I don't think I'd enjoy the combat as much.
Yeah, just auto attacking.
Yeah.
Not as good. That's true.
If I could dual profession like Guild Wars 1, I'd be a warrior necromancer.
Oh,
That's a good question. So, the rest of you, what Guild Wars 2 profession would you be if it existed in real life?
Inks would be a bow bear.
Oh my god.
I'd probably
Boots couldn't be an engineer because he'd get fired.
That's right.
Fucking that is fucking horrible, man. That is low.
I would be.
Honestly, Boots would probably be a gold farmer.
Uh,
This is I'd be an elementalist, obviously. Just
I'd be
Obviously.
Professor X.
yeah.
Anything that sits in a chair all day. That's what I would be.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah.
A mesmer. I need clones.
Oh, that would be very useful, actually. I like that. Clones would be very handy. No, I'd probably still be elementalist. It's the best. It's just the theme I like the best of all the professions. There you go.
mhm.
So, Boots, what would you be then? Would you?
Yeah, we're still waiting
Yeah.
on the deep thoughts there. I know you've been thinking about it for a while.
Trying to think, because engineer doesn't really have any. It like in a world of magic, you'd think you'd want to have magic, right?
Mm.
So,
Tempest
I
does the
think-
most
alchemy.
DPS, man. I do the most
And
DPS.
elixirs.
Yeah, literal
elixirs.
46k DPS in a void.
Elementalist, maybe. Yeah, maybe elementalist. Mesmer sounds kind of cool though, except for the fact that you basically only affect one single person's head, and then just make them see copies of yourself, which is kind of lame.
That's fine. No, 5 people. They can all see.
Okay, all right. I guess elementalist. I'd be an elementalist.
Yeah. What did you answer, Inks? Did you say engineer?
Me? I said
Yeah.
mesmer.
Mesmer. Oh, for the clones. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible at mesmer in Guild Wars 2. I'm terrible at life. Perfect match. I need clones.
Yeah, if someone pisses you off, boom, mower.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. That'd be fucking good, actually.
I
That'd
need
be
to portal
hilarious.
from my bedroom to my chair here.
Oh, now that would be fucking useful. Holy shit. Yeah, portal would be, and chronomancer as well. Very useful.
Mm-hmm.
Get quickness in real life. That would be handy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Damn, seems like
Engineer,
Mesmer. Looking like Mesmer is probably the most useful one to be. I think if we're being real here. Because you can give yourself 50% speed all the time.
Yeah, but you could do that as an engineer too, just by holding.
Ah, yeah,
a
with your build.
fire
Yeah,
flamethrower.
Yeah.
Just hold a flamethrower and twice as strong as everybody else around you.
Yeah. It's pretty funny, actually.
I just like to hit stuff.
Yeah.
Very simple.
You like hammers and bows?
He likes hambos.
If just fighting people, like if we lived in like
made out of
Northern
ham.
culture, like I'd just, oh my god, that'd be perfect. Like just hitting shit and just fighting people and getting drunk. That's totally what I would do. Like if I had the option.
There you go. Brazil's perfect life revealed.
Yep.
That's not too out of the question for quite a few people I already know.
I'd be a Hell's Angel and live in Ink's apartment.
I'd be a dragon hunter because I would destroy Brazil's dragon deck. How
Yeah,
you
the
respond to
problem with Blue Eyes beats basically everything. And then gimmicky Buster Blader bullshit. Just, you can't, like, Blue Eyes really can't beat it. Like, I've beaten it a couple of times. Like, I've probably played Buster Blader like 14 times, and I've won like 2 of those. Buster Blader just fucks it up because, like, you fill up your graveyard with dragons. That's what you have to do to play Blue Eyes. And then, they've got a fusion monster out on your turn. All of your dragons go to defense mode. Their monster has 16,000 attack, and it does piercing damage. And they just attack one of your monsters, and it's just over in one attack. So, I don't know.
Okay.
But that's the Buster Blader's shit against anything else.
Well, it doesn't really matter, though, because, as I'm sure everyone here will be aware, that it turns out that the mark of a good deck is how good its win rate is against everything, rather than just one specific thing. And especially, I believe, well, in your setup, are you allowed 2 or more decks when you go up?
Not
against
everything.
people?
So you have a
can
main
submit it.
deck, a main deck that is between 40 and 60 cards. You have an extra deck, which is monsters that are not stored in the main deck that you bring out with monsters from the main deck. So, like, if I have 2 blue eyes out that are both level 8, I can make an extra deck monster and do stuff with it. But then you have a side deck, and you have that in Magic too, which can be up to 15 cards, and you can switch stuff in and out of that between that and your main deck. So,
After
like,
the first game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that means you can use that to kind of patch up the weaknesses of your... Well, if there's a specific known counter, as it seems there to be with the blue eyes, you use your side deck to... When you lose, because you have a very high lose rate against something, you then you then switch it around so you have a high win rate against whatever the specific counter is.
That you get into a little bit of brain games there, right? Because whoever's playing against you is also going to side deck versus your side deck to
Yeah. That's good. It's kind of that's actually kind of one of the best things about how, probability based games go. I think it's really interesting to kind of sit down and think about how that kind of is going to play out, because if you know you're going to lose, how are you going to win the next time against the same thing? It's kind of fun.
Like, the main reason the blue eyes is just broken is because there are cards that are banned. Like, there's a card that's limited to 1 copy, and you send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only play 1 of those. It's called Foolish Burial. Blue Eyes has a card called Dragon Shrined, where you can send 2 dragons from your deck to the graveyard, and you can play 3 of them. So you have 6 Foolish Burials. There's a card that everyone knows pretty much called Pot of Greed. You just play it, draw 2 cards. It's just a +1. Blue Eyes has 6 different cards where you discard a particular, like, either a level 8 dragon monster or a dragon tuner, and you draw 2 cards. Problem with that is if you're discarding a dragon tuner, you're getting a blue eyes out of it, and you're drawing 2 cards. If you use the other one to discard a level 8 dragon, you are getting a dragon into the graveyard that you're just bringing back out. So it's just a plus again. Like, there's no downsides to it, and you can play 6 of the draw cards, so you can play basically 6 Foolish Burial. It's just dumb. Dumb.
Dumb. Well, I guess that's all there is to be said about that, I suppose. Do we have anything else Guild Wars 2 related to talk about?
Unfortunately, I think that's it. We got Season 3, we got the Bandits, we got a little bit more Leyline energy. That was pretty much the patch the other day.
Yeah.
And we got the Bandits.
Nice
Yes,
meme.
we got the
Nice meme. Well memed, my friend. Wow, honestly, I'm quite pleased with how things are going.
Soonish.
Yes.
Couple weeks.
I'm rating it reset tonight.
Finals of Pro League. Yes.
That is true.
Living
That is
Story
definitely
Season
true.
3.
It's all right. Let's say, okay, right. Let's put down some. Let's put our guesses in for when Raid Wing 3 is coming out. I'm gonna say, I would say almost exactly a month from now is when it's gonna come out. So let's see, when would that be? I'm gonna say something. I would say 21st of June is when it's gonna come out.
I think it's fair.
I'm gonna throw it down. I'm gonna put a date. It will be the 21st is when it's coming out.
Really?
Yeah. Of June. That's when.
Is that a Tuesday?
Yes, it's a Tuesday.
Let me see. Let me pull out my calendar.
I think it's the Tuesday before.
I think it's going to be the 7th.
You think it's gonna be the 7th?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
So Brazil's got the 7th.
The
I got
7th?
the Tuesday after that.
Okay. So you've got the
Teapot's got
14th.
Tuesday after that.
Yep. Okay, Boots, you've got 1 Tuesday left. Unless you want to put another day down, maybe in July.
Tomorrow.
It's not Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
Oh. Fucking plot twist. They're just going to continuum split us back there.
Actually, you know what? I don't want it to be on the 14th. That would ruin things for me. 21st is good.
It's going to be the 7th.
Really?
Yep. Positive. I just have a feeling.
Levy's putting money on suspend it indefinitely.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now you have. What do you guys think? What does chat think? They'll probably say tomorrow as well. Honestly, that's what they always do. Yeah. Digital athletics, PogChamp. Yes, yes, indeed.
Sports.
Esports.
Well, when is Living World Season 3 supposed to come out? End of June?
Tomorrow.
July? Not tomorrow.
It'll be after.
Nothing is coming out tomorrow.
It'll be after Wing 3, I
Soon.
think. I think it'll be soon after Wing 3. Shortly after Wing 3.
So the week
Soon
after.
TM after week 3 or soon after week 3?
I'd say maybe give it a month.
I think they said
Wing
June.
3.
I think they said June, July.
Yeah.
So probably July.
Yeah, I'd say kind of mid-July it will come out.
God, that still feels like an eternity away.
That's
Yeah,
close
I
to
know.
my wedding date.
Ooh.
Uptime, everybody. Uptime.
No, it's already happened. We already talked about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh yeah, that's right.
You
Okay.
Too late.
idiot.
Too late, Boots.
I honestly did not listen to any
He
of
tuned
that.
out. No, he was totally watching something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think? Oh, so Levy thinks they'll do a kind of bit of a big patch alongside Living Story 3 as well. Then bundle that in, maybe with some quality of life. I'd like to see
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot.
When
of argument to be made for
when
that.
does PvP Season 3 end?
I'll just very quickly just check. I haven't even played a single game on this fucking character. It ends on, as you can see here, July the 11th.
It'll be the week after that.
What?
You think?
The raids come out?
So you
No.
reckon? What day would that be?
Actually,
the
usually they
18th then.
release stuff on
No,
the
that'll be
day
Living
that
Story.
the season
Oh,
ends.
yeah, that makes sense.
They release stuff generally on the day that the season ends, though.
No, it'll be the week after.
Okay, I'm just saying that they usually have been doing it, releasing on the day that it ends.
I'm just saying
What is
that
the
you're
11th?
wrong.
Is that a
So
Monday? Or the 12th, or whatever the heck? Is that a
I
Monday?
don't know actually.
Probably Tuesday.
July the 11th is a Monday,
Uh-huh.
so it'll be the following Tuesday. Then they'll patch it.
So it could be that it could either be that Tuesday or the following Tuesday.
Mm.
Yeah.
It might be that particular Tuesday because that's when they will patch the game. Honestly, it would definitely could be that Tuesday. Interesting.
Yep.
Hmm.
And then you'll play through all that in a couple hours, and then a month later you'll have Season 4 of PvP.
I'm not so sure if we should be this pessimistic about the amount of content with Living World 3. I don't know, guys.
It's gonna be amazing.
You're gonna get 8 steps.
No,
I don't know. I think it might
Get
be more.
4 steps in the first release, and then 4 steps in the second release, and
it's
then
going to
4
be
steps
3 months
the
in
third
between each of
release.
them.
So you think
Maybe.
even less than 8 steps. So 4 steps.
in each release.
There's going to be
It's
4
episode.
steps.
How
in
big
the
are those
PvP
steps?
season.
It's season. It's a season, so it's episodes in
Yeah.
the season,
Sure. Okay.
and then in each episode you have several steps. You have 4 steps or
Right.
so in each episode. So I don't know. You're probably gonna get a total of like 16 steps.
right. That's what I
No.
assume as well.
There's not going to be
Yeah.
that much.
I think that might be that much.
I think pretty close.
Yeah.
Some of
4
those
episodes.
steps might not be very big. That might be part of the problem.
Mm.
Some of them might be quite large. We'll see.
Don't get your hype's too high. They said that season 2 was too much to keep that going. Yeah, but they've been working on this shit for ages.
Well, the 2-week
Have they?
cadence
Have they?
is too much.
Have they?
Well, I mean, how many
Well,
people do they
at
have on
least
it? Like
since-
150 people doing this shit?
At least since January, they've been working on it. I would assume.
Yeah.
End of January.
They said season 2 was, and it was too much to keep going.
Well, the cadence. of
Yeah,
season
every 2 weeks. or whatever.
Cadence.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, 7-Bit Brian was just saying that he thinks that it's going to be smaller than season 2, but I'm not so sure it's going to be smaller, just not as quickly released, maybe.
But let's say you get 4 steps. Is that enough?
Total?
No. For your first season, whatever you want to call it, your first episode 4 steps. And when
Well,
does
I
the
don't know.
second? When does the
know.
second episode come out?
The next day.
No. Stop saying
Tomorrow.
the next day.
Tomorrow.
Stop saying the next day.
Is it for, I don't know, it depends what we're doing. Depends what it is. Like, if it's for dungeon-sized content
Quarter.
things, then yes, it's enough.
You're gonna get it in quarter 4.
Hmm?
You'll get Living World Season 3 in which fiscal quarter?
beginning of quarter 4, end of quarter 3, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So the second one
Mid-quarter.
should be a quarter later, right?
No, I think it's
It'll be a slow,
it
steady.
starts.
Yeah, and it will
Yeah.
just continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while.
It's not a whole
and-
quarter later.
I didn't really
That's what they always do with.
think
Yeah.
it that way.
It will be
Yeah.
it will be a trickle, and then they'll have a break, and then they'll do the same thing again. They'll just repeat that. That's what I think. Anyway.
I don't think they're doing that though.
What do you think they will do? Just drop it all at once?
I think it's quarterly updates, isn't it? Living Worlds, maybe Living Worlds not attached to that. Maybe I
I
misunderstood.
don't think so, because we haven't had any Living World in the last 2 quarterly updates.
Because they're not doing Living Story updates every 2 weeks. So then how
Right.
many weeks between each section?
I don't know.
Monthly? 2 months?
Could still be 2 weeks.
It's not 2 weeks.
It's definitely not 2 weeks. Okay,
No.
so then I guess monthly, because they usually release things every 2 weeks.
The That's a
Too
good.
funny.
That's good. Living
Yeah,
Story
yeah.
was released last week with Bandits. It's finished.
So Living World is separate from quarterly updates, but it isn't going to be 2-week releases.
Nah, I shouldn't. think
So
Probably every month.
every month
yeah.
for how
For
many
4
months?
episodes for 4
4
months.
months. So
Well, it would be for 3 months, but yeah.
so
This,
you'll be done in a quarter. Living World Season 3 over by the quarter.
honestly,
I
I, think,
believe that.
I think
Done for the year.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous for it. Honestly, I'm very nervous for Living World 3.
That makes me very, very nervous as well.
I'm very nervous because honestly, if they just do like 4 story steps every month, that's fucking like 2 hours.
Right.
Hold on.
Well,
to beat it.
Check what season 2 is like. Because
I
I
can
know they
see
had a
I can
break
see
in-
every 4 steps being 2 hours. So 8 hours. That's 8 hours worth of content over 4 months. Or 3 months. Won't make you any gold. I honestly don't care about any of the gold.
No, I think he's talking about me. I think he's hopping onto Brazil's Jew bandwagon.
And what a bandwagon it is.
It's actually a train.
Wow.
I don't know. I think it will be pretty interesting. It depends what's attached to it. How many kind of challenge achievements are there? How much replayability there is?
Sure.
Where they go with the maps? If the maps are replayable, if all these things stack up, then you don't need a great deal of core content to it. If they just have a repeatable event that's worth doing, and it's got lots of stuff. If they've got lots of stuff hidden in the map to collect, then honestly, I'm not going to really have any problem with that. But it's going to be if they can deliver all of that while still doing the story at the same time that will be the issue. I'm kind of confident. I'm confident yet somewhat concerned.
I do think we're going to get a new map. How large the map is going to be, who knows. If we get a new map, though, I don't think you're going to see story every month. I don't think that's going to be how it is.
So, season 2, I think it was released almost every 2 weeks, basically. And it was
like
8.
4-month breaks in between.
Yeah. And it was 8 total releases with like 4 or 5 steps in each. So it's probably going to be something similar where you get 4 releases once a month. So over 3 months, you'll get all 4. And then a break, and then another 4 over 3 months.
Yeah. Is that enough though?
I don't know.
I don't know, Kev.
I think it. If you get a new map with that first one, which I don't know whether we will or not, that could really tide people over for considerable time.
How long, in terms of hours, was the Heart of Thorn story?
5 hours maybe.
Okay.
How
Less.
quick were you beating it, Boots, when you were farming it?
I'd be able to get 1 or 2 characters done in a day if I was doing nothing but that. So
People are saying
Yeah.
3 hours, 3-4 hours.
All right. How good was it?
It was entertaining.
I didn't like any of it.
I was
Okay.
entertained while I was doing it. It was enjoyable to do.
I wasn't.
Ron Power says they can do
the
it in 1 to 2 hours. I'm a little slower than that, but sure.
So my problem is that's a whole goddamn expansion for like we'll be generous and we'll say 6 hours of not fun, not good content with bad storytelling. Like, I don't know why they couldn't just give us like a 20-hour story that's really good and just never do Living World at all.
Because they're not going to do that.
I know, and that's their problem.
First of all, if you don't do Living World, we have the same problem we have right now, where there's basically this large, long content drought where PvE players, at the very least, have very little to do.
Wrong, because fractals and dungeons and raids.
Not enough.
Why
to
can't they
sustain.
give us that
It's
instead?
not enough to sustain.
If they did it at a reasonable rate, then I think it'd be fine. Problem is that
Maybe,
they
but
can't?
you also have a large player base that doesn't do dungeons, fractals, or raids.
yeah, I know.
So what do those players do?
I don't know. They could do open world shit like the Bandit stuff. It probably isn't very hard to do. Tie it into the other content like they started doing with raids.
I just think that they need to find their stride and get on a better schedule than what they have been, I guess.
Yeah, I think once they get some momentum going, if they can just maintain it, it will be a lot better. Because even
Donut says I have a fuck ton of PvE content. Do I? Do I have a fuck ton of PvE content? Because I don't think that's true.
Depends on what you do. Like, honestly, like the super ultra casuals just like run around and do events for like probably less than an hour, probably less than 2 hours a week.
I mean, I basically raid, and then I do fractals and maybe a couple dungeons if I can find a full group. Because I just don't feel like pugging those things. Fractals I kind of pug, but dungeons I really don't want to pug, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, that's what I do in PvE all week.
I don't think there's like a super lack of content, assuming people like aren't the best and like they're not like people still aren't maxed out on masteries and like whatever. Like maybe they just want to occasionally do a fractal. They don't have a lot of time. Like I think if that's your position, then like the amount of content is okay. I think if it's someone like me who's played a game for 10,000 hours who just doesn't have fun doing boring stuff that's been in the game for 3 years, then like I don't know, there's not a lot to do. And Inks is probably in a similar position that I am.
Yeah, I certainly am, but I can appreciate the other side of the coin as well. And 7-Bit Brian is saying, like, people who play the game normally, not hours every day, which, by the way, I don't play the game hours every day anymore. But, you know, they still have a lot of hot stuff to do. Yes and no. You also have people that fit into that category who dislike the Heart of Thorns maps with a great deal of vitriol. They hate those maps quite a bit. So, you know, Heart of Thorns for some of those people, even after the changes that they've made, still is kind of a miss for those players. And you have people, and I know it seems hard to believe because of how much we rag on the story and that kind of stuff, but there's people waiting for that story content. That's what keeps them active or keeps them or brings them back to the game.
That's what keeps them subbed.
Keeps them subbed for the unsub, I guess. It gets them back into the game, right? So I don't know. I think you need to continue that. I don't think you should drop that.
We have dungeons, fractals, world bosses, HOT maps, event trains, silver waste, dry top. Okay. I mean, I don't know, Donut Extreme. I don't know, man. All I do in HOT maps is go AFK and wait for the last event.
It's not that there's not a lot to do. Like, there's a decent amount of stuff to do, realistically. There's a decent amount of stuff to do. It's just not fun, and people just don't like it.
Right.
Because ArenaNet still can't figure out what to do with their game.
Not only that, but you're talking about like Silver Waste and Dry Top. Is there a ton of people? I mean, there's people running those maps because they want to make money and they want to make wealth, right? But
exactly.
I don't know that people are going back there just
Because it's
to run
fun.
it for fun, right? Like Brazil says.
Yeah. I mean, even the world bosses. The world bosses is just, in my opinion, is quite a lucrative way to make money. I mean, if ever I can be bothered, you just open up your world boss timer of your choice. You just simply go AFK, turn auto attack on, auto attack the world boss. You can go off and do whatever you want, and you get 5 hectares just for doing that, for doing fuck all. Due to Quaffle, you basically just I have to play the game for 10 minutes, and then I can just auto attack some stuff. While
Creeper
I'm
bomb.
half paying attention. Yeah, you can just troll.
Do it, Goon
just troll.
Squad.
That Donut. That doesn't mean there's not a content drought right now. I mean, yeah, Silver Waste is there, Dry Top is there. You can farm the Heart of Thorns maps. That stuff is there. That doesn't mean there hasn't been a content drought for PvE content.
For 2 years.
Mm.
And yeah, for a year before Heart of Thorns even. So
I'm not gonna get banned. I'm not gonna get banned, guys. Come on. It says you're not allowed to farm if you leave, if you don't pay attention to if you're not actively looking. You can't have minions kill stuff for you. But at least when I kill the Octovine, I actually play. But with minions, you just AFK somewhere. The minions kill shit. So I'm no Bannerino for me. No Bannerino. Okay. It's fine. My account is safe until Raid Wing 3. Then fucking I will get banned again. Paul will come and get me.
I mean, really,
For being terrible. Paul will ban me for being trash.
I'm committing super hard, and I'm going with you guys.
for what?
Raid Wing 3, we're gonna get world first, and I don't give a shit. I'm not playing on NA at all for it.
Oh, Brazil,
What?
they're not going to be able to get world first with you on the team. It's not,
That's
just
okay.
not gonna...
I'm pretty confident that I'm better than Rex and a pistol.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Rex has quit the game. He's no longer a threat.
There's my spot.
There you go.
And for those taking issue with whatever I've been saying, I'm echoing what I hear on a literal daily basis from people who either no longer play or waiting for content to play. This is not just my spouting opinion. This is what I hear all the time.
Yeah.
And sure, you have a different point of view, and that's perfectly fine. But this is what I hear from people all the time.
It's okay to have other perspectives. And
Yeah. I mean,
they can be wrong, but
I mean,
I had
my
somebody
perspective.
send me a message. Sorry, Boots. I had somebody send me a message this week saying raids. That's all there is in Guild Wars 2. When are they going to put other content in? I mean, that's their perspective. As incorrect as that perspective is, that's how they see the game. All they see is raids and nothing else, and they think Arena has killed the game for them.
I think that's a little bit unfair. Yeah, I'm just going to interrupt you again, Boots. Fuck you, bitch. I don't think the game hasn't been killed. It just hasn't done anything for a while.
No, that's what I just mean. It's they haven't been in the game in a while. Clearly, all they ever hear about from their friends is raids, so they just assume that everything is raids and screw everything else. That's not true at all. April 19th changed a lot of the things for Heart of Thorns.
In that case, I think maybe it's a bit of a poor attitude then from the community, because at the end of the day, it's not like in WoW where if I was paying £10 a month for this right now and waiting for something to happen, then yeah, I would actually be a little bit pissed. But seeing as I can literally just uninstall the game and then just come back later, it doesn't make any difference, and that's pretty good, right? I mean, yeah. That's all I have to say about that, really. It's just the game isn't going anywhere. Just because it's in a state of limbo, it's in the down state right now, but ArenaNet do intend to eventually plant the war banner and bring it back to life. So, I don't know.
The problem, 7-Bit Brian, is that if there's a quarter of the player base who don't like Silver Waste or Dry Top or Heart of Thorns maps, and you're saying they don't really feel the content drought, but they do, because it's not content they like. So they're not seeing any content that they want to do. So it still feels like to them that ArenaNet's not adding anything to the game for them to do. I know that for a fact because my wife is like that.
yeah, mine too.
But yeah, Boots, come on, go. Make your
I thought he
point.
was going to raise Magical Girl, whatever her name was.
His waifu.
his waifu. I was gonna say, yeah. So I wasn't really piping up because I agree with whatever the person's name was, that there is a lot of content to the game. But in my perspective, I'm not done any of the HOT content. I've gone like halfway through a bunch of stuff, but I don't feel the desire to continue doing them because it's just, there's just a lot of grind to do in a lot of areas, and it's not necessarily fun. It's, just a lot of stuff. So yes, there's a lot of content for a lot of different people, but for any individual person, there's not a lot of content that they would necessarily like. However, at the same time, I could still say that I play pretty regularly, a lot less than I used to, but I play pretty regularly because, yes, in PvE, there's not necessarily content right now that I want to go out and play, even though there's still stuff to do. I still do PvP now, and I still do World versus World. So, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. There are things to do. There's nothing new to do.
And I do realize, and what is that? When there's nothing new to do. Anyway, I realize you can't cater to every individual person. But with Heart of Thorns, the people that they kind of used to cater to in some regards, they kind of are no longer doing that.
Mm-hmm.
At least there's a good deal of people who feel that way. Anyway,
yeah, I loved experiencing all the HOT stuff, like the Dragon Stand. I loved experiencing it, and I liked doing it a few times. But it's not something that I'm going to do every day for the next 4 years. It's like it's something I experience and then move on. Anyway, where did Brazil go?
I don't know, actually.
Probably the bathroom.
Would you guys buy a sub if it was just a support the game sub that cost €10 a month and came bundled with gems and a free gem stream every month?
Isn't that the VIP? Yeah, the VIP mode from China.
I personally would, only because I almost would do that anyway. But I don't think it would be very popular with the community as a whole.
Yeah, I think they would hate it.
Yeah,
but maybe I would, honestly. Like $10, it's not unreasonable. I mean, I reckon a lot of people kind of do that anyway as your settings. So I don't think it would really change much. I don't think it would. What I mean is, I don't think it would generate income from the game because I think people already do that just with the gem store.
No, the discussion 7-bit was, is there a content drought? That was the discussion. Not, is there content for the majority of players to do?
Yeah, because new players, for sure, they buy the game. There's the whole game of content to do. So,
yeah.
And if the majority of players, which they are not people who play or veterans and play the game almost all the time, you probably, I don't know what. Let's start making up percentages. 80% of the game population, 80% of the game population in Guild Wars 2 has only done 30% of the content. That's very possible. So yeah.
No, wait, stop. How do you have 80% and 30% and have it be more than 100?
Because 110% is the best.
I can, man.
Yeah, you got to give 110%.
That was a joke because they're unrelated, but
exactly.
Yeah.
So 80% of the population, let's say, probably hasn't done more than 30% of the content of the game. So yes, the majority of people who own Guild Wars 2 still have a lot of content to go through. But does that mean that the 20% aren't into content? It does not mean that even the 100% of people aren't getting more PvE content currently.
What?
Like drought. But Inks was just saying that it's a drought. And it is a drought. It's been a drought for the last 2 years compared to what it's been before. But we were blessed with what we were getting before.
No.
Yeah, kind of. In fact, yes.
Wrong.
No, right.
Right.
No.
Right.
Are you kidding?
I would say we were.
Do you guys want to run? Do you guys want to
my
run
perspective.
along a path and inspect signposts for 20 minutes, and then that's all you do for 2 weeks?
Okay, there were there were pacing issues in Living Story 1. There's
Do you
no
want to have
doubt about it. but-
arguably the best piece of content that's ever been put into the game, the Molten Facility, and then just have it taken away and have the worst parts of it put into Fractals?
Mhm.
Yeah, we were spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. ArenaNet needs to figure it out. I think they'll be able to now that God King Johansson is gone.
So there's I keep hearing the majority of the population doesn't want to do content, yet when I go anywhere in the game or on fan sites, there are people doing or talking about every bit of content in the game. Well, yeah, I mean, people still do pretty much everything, but it doesn't change the fact that they haven't added anything for ages.
There's still people that play Guild Wars 1.
I don't
That
think
is,
anybody. I don't think anybody on this panel is saying there isn't a lot of content currently in the game of Guild
that's
Wars
not
2.
right. That's not my argument.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's quite a
Yeah.
lot of stuff to do, but I mean, it's not anything new.
There are a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, only some of them are good, and only some of them have collector value.
Let's see. I mean, fucking games like WoW, they go 13 months without any new content, and the community bitches less than ours. Yeah, well, that's because the fucking Blizzard didn't say that it was going to be a living, evolving world. They didn't pitch
Blizzard didn't promise legendary weapons in 2013, and
that.
then only give us 4.
Blizzard basically set up their model. Blizzard does what Blizzard does. Every kind of year and a little bit, they pump out a fucking expansion, and that's how they do it. And within that expansion, there are several patches. You should have seen. Well, I'm sure you're completely aware of the thing with Draenor, the fact that there was only one patch in Wars of Draenor. People were very fucking pissed with that, the fact that happened. There was only 6.1. So I mean, it was just unexpected. And the thing is, it is expected with WoW. That's what WoW does. WoW just drops expansions a lot.
Frankly, I'm still of a mind that everything we're getting in Guild Wars 2 is bonus content when we're not paying for stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, we're not paying for anything.
Yeah.
It's all bonus content.
I disagree with that.
Yes and no.
I disagree.
I see your point, because they did market it to be they'd be giving us stuff all the time, right?
Yep.
So but did they market it before it released, as they would be putting stuff out every 2 weeks?
No,
But-
because someone had a bright idea right after they developed it and fired everyone. And then literally stressed the devs out to the point where they're, never mind, I'm going too far with this. And we're going to start shit again, so I'll just stop.
Yeah, but anyway, so I see that side of the issue, and I kind of agree with that too. But at the same time, in my opinion, I bought a $60 game, and I played a $60 game, and they continuously released additional stuff for that $60 game that I didn't have to pay for, and I'm happy about that.
For the core
and,
game, I totally agree.
How many times have you bought gems? How many times have other people bought gems and continue to buy gems and continue to buy stuff in the gem store so they have incentive to keep playing?
Yeah,
Yeah, someone's paying for it.
right?
Yeah, people aren't just... It's like the same thing. Free healthcare doesn't exist. It's paid for somewhere.
Okay,
So,
so what?
I don't know. Like, I don't understand this whole... I paid $60 and everything else is just bonus content.
All the gem store purchases are, well, what do you get for them? You get nothing for them except for...
You get your gem store item and you get funding for bonus content. Bonus content.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get something for those gems.
Yeah.
You are paying for something. You're not paying
I'm-
for bonus content.
Right.
You're just getting bonus content on top of the thing you're paying for.
You're paying for content in one way or another.
Yeah.
I
mean,
know, so that's why I'm saying it's not just you just
But-
spend
yeah.
$60 on a game and then you just get free stuff. That's not what happens.
It's optional. It's optional
It's
paying,
optional.
though, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it
optional
is.
paying.
Yeah, it's optional.
It's very optional paying.
An HOT was worth its money. There's no question about that, honestly, in my
I
opinion.
disagree with that.
I honestly don't see how it's even possible to make an argument that HOT isn't worth its money. Just with raids alone, it's worth it.
I think if you don't do raids, I think there's a question there.
I think I'd probably agree with that, actually. Currently, if
Yep.
without raids, I think there's definitely a potential
If
problem
it
with
was
value there.
released in the current state that it was patched on the 19th, and like they actually put in more fractals and stuff, and like I don't know, didn't obliterate dungeons, like then I would say yeah, it was worth $50 or $60, whatever.
Delivered on legendary weapons.
Yep, if they did that stuff.
Well, I mean, honestly, the only thing you could say, I think, would be what they did to fractals with the masteries. I think that was just wow. That's actually a little bit
Disaster.
That's shaky grounds there with how the
Disaster.
masteries work. That's kind of oh wow. Okay, I see what you're trying to do there. I don't like it. But yeah, if raids
It's
weren't good,
interesting.
HOT. Honestly, if raids hadn't been in HOT, or if they had been worse, I think yeah, there would be some question around the value. But seeing as raids are excellent, it's not a question, in my opinion.
It's
anyway.
very interesting to me, the whole HOT discussion, because I myself flip-flop back and forth on it, even in the same
You
breath.
should run for president of the United States.
It's a great idea. Because, listen here, I got HOT, I would say I definitely got my money's worth. In my opinion, I enjoyed it that much. At the same time, do I think that... would I have rather possibly them never released expansion in the first place and just continue with free releases? No. I don't know, maybe. But at the same time, if they continue to do that and not put the rest of Guild Wars 2 behind a paywall, would the game still would the game be where it's at today and better than it was or 2 years ago? Like would we have gotten at least the same quality of releases? Probably not. So, it's like back and forth. I liked HOT. I definitely got my money's worth. I feel like I'm a little bit annoyed that it made the rest of Guild Wars 2 behind a paid wall, even though we were getting free content. But at the same time, I think that it needed to happen because otherwise we wouldn't get high-quality releases like that.
I have to tell 7-Bit Brian why he's wrong and how wrong he is real fast. So there are a couple of just big genius players right now in a guild that's basically dead, but their main problem is they think it's alive. And they had the same argument as you, that, dungeons are perfect. We do dungeons all day long and make gold, and there's nothing wrong with it, and there was never a dungeon nerf. Just dumbass, jackass, fucking moron idiots. You see, the problem comes when you go and you look at the LFG for 24 hours and you see like one group for like AC story mode and everyone's a level 30. So if you have 5 people that just play together and are in like Mumble all day and that's all they do, yeah, dungeon's fine, whatever. Like it didn't affect them. But if you're just average Joe, whatever, good luck doing dungeons. Good luck pugging a dungeon. That's what the problem was. So, I don't know.
Yeah, what is dead can never die.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'd probably say, I wouldn't probably say, I would definitely say I got my money's worth out of HOT. And Guild Wars 1 goes without, Guild Wars 2
I have to say,
goes without saying.
I consider that I got my money's worth from Fallout 4. So I think it would be ridiculous to say that I didn't get my money's worth from Guild Wars 2 or Heart of Thorns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's going to vary from person to person. Even without raids, I would say I still got my money's worth out of HOT. I still have a lot of problems with a fair deal of things, and raids certainly upped it and made it better for me. But somebody like my wife might not buy the next expansion. Definitely didn't get her money's worth. Didn't like a lot of the changes that happened. Didn't like the maps. Didn't like a good deal of the changes to the classes. Doesn't do raids. So, like a lot of those things, story, kind of a miss for her. Didn't really like the story a whole lot. So,
not nearly enough bunnies for Leela.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very interesting
There's another
point.
problem I have to address.
But she loved core Guild Wars 2. So, I don't know.
So 7-Bit Brian is blaming me and the cryhards on Reddit for the problem for there being no LFGs. See, I don't think you understand that ArenaNet fucked up to massive, incredible proportions and took away the gold rewards. And then literally everyone that that was gonna get mad about it got mad about it. They quit fucking doing dungeons. Like, I don't know. You can't say that it was my fault that dungeons died when I didn't take away the gold rewards because I wanted people to do fractals and Heart of Thorns content instead. That's asinine. Like, that is the most retarded logic I've ever heard.
I mean, I think that to a certain extent, 7-Bit Brian does have a bit of a point, though. I mean, a lot of people who wouldn't really care about just how effective it is probably were convinced that it was less effective because of the outcry about it. I think I think I understand what he's saying in that regard. But I mean, it was a pretty big blow to dungeons. But I think because of kind of the mass hysteria that was happening on the, various media outlets, that maybe caused an overreaction from players as to just how severe it was.
Yeah, and the thing about people on the internet is like fucking Corsair Gaming. They changed their logo to a tramp stamp instead of a pirate ship, and people were just outraged. Boycott Corsair. This is ridiculous. I'm not buying that fucking keyboard. And now Corsair is literally just printing money. Like, people get offended and outraged, and it's gone after like 5 hours. And they don't care anymore because they're complaining about something new. But still,
I like the pirate ship.
Yeah, for months and months until the 19th patch where they put shit back in it, people weren't doing dungeons. People weren't pugging. There wasn't shit in the LFG. So it's not my fault. It's not other people's fault. It was telling stuff. Yikes.
Sorry.
I don't think he was saying it was your exact fault. It was you.
You may want to go back and read his messages.
Yeah,
again.
but when you said he said people like you. He didn't say you
okay.
exactly. He didn't say it was literally Brazil is responsible for the downfall of dungeons.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him.
I think Ink's raid's a really good point though, because I think for some of the more casual players, they wouldn't have got value out of HOT because of the lack of casual content that's been added. Because, I mean, as we are blessed to be on the more no life end of the spectrum, especially considering Guild Wars 2's audience, raids are meaningless for a huge amount of the population. And honestly, I even said that I would maybe consider Guild Wars 2 not worth it if not for raids. So that means that there are a good amount of people who might consider it not value. Given that they don't even do raids. Yeah, the maps are casual content, but, you do a map, and then how many times do you want to do the map, Si? I mean, Jesus, come on, dude.
Not only that, but and it's a little better now. Since the 19th, since a little bit before the 19th, they updated the Tangled Depths map a little bit as well, the player map. But I've heard from quite a few players on the more casual side of things that they found the maps to be a bit too confusing, a lot more punishing because less waypoints. The waypoints were always contested before, or were often contested before, and they didn't necessarily love the meta events that were constantly happening on cycles and stuff in there. It's not like you're running around doing hearts or doing dynamic events. These are all events that are happening within a meta that's constantly rolling and going. A little different now, obviously, but that's what it was like at launch, right? And so that was kind of, a bit unfun for people. I still don't love Tangled Depths to this day. It's easy to get confused and turn around until you spend a lot of time until you spend considerable time in that map. And that'll vary from player to player. Some people won't have any issue with that whatsoever, but
It'd be interesting when the new expansion comes out and nobody has to go to those maps anymore, and they're basically empty. See what if they're gonna have to scale down the maps a little bit. Cause
good luck doing the fucking legendaries.
Exactly, it'd be kind of tough to do a bunch of stuff with just yourself.
See, the problem is they have about 0 foresight.
No, I wouldn't say 0 foresight.
They have about 3 foresight.
3 or 4 sight, yeah.
Hey,
I would say so. It's tough. It does seem like there's a lot of decisions they make that kind of fly back in their faces. but I know that they do have foresight for certain things because for sure
Yeah, for
they're
the gem store,
no, but for sure
put in
they
more bird wings
conti-
and gliders.
yeah, but for sure they continuously consider trying not to split up the population too much. Like I'm sure they, I mean that's why mega servants came in basically. Uh, this is something always on the forefront of their mind. So like when I bring up the maps maybe being deserted in the future due to an expansion, I'm sure they're going to think about that because they don't want to make it impossible for people to do content.
I think the map layout for Heart of Thorns is a bit strange as well. I think the first map, I think Verdant Brink should have been Arc Basin. And then I think it should have rolled into Tangled Depths and then Verdant Brink and then Dragon Stand. And that gives you a more gradual progression of maps that players are more used to as they get a little more difficult to navigate, learn how to glide, updrafts, et cetera, as you kind of go along. Now that's perhaps not perfect, but Arc Basin is a rather mostly flattish map compared to the others. And so you don't get thrown right into this twisty, turny, things are above you, things are below you, trying to figure out exactly where you are. I think that confuses more people than other people actually realize. When you're used to playing core Guild Wars 2 that didn't really have a whole lot of that stuff, and now you have these new maps that are very different, I don't know. I think there's something to be said about that.
Because the problem is they listened to like 3% of the population that posted on Reddit and just threw a fit about everything. And so they decided to make everything harder and gate everything behind a bunch of shitty masteries that are just ridiculous. And people don't like it. And people don't like grinding. We listened to 3% of the population, and that was a mistake. Whoops.
I like masteries.
Sorry, guys.
Except for the masteries, though, Brazil, you got to admit that I'm 90% sure that we were some of the people after HOT got released saying, I love how hard the maps are.
Yeah.
The problem is that they listen to us, and we're 4 people on a podcast. We're not the people who are running around fucking Iron Marches and can't figure out that you can salvage stuff or change weapons and armor. Like,
That's true, we are not that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's merit to listening to people that want something more, that are veteran players, that just, like, want shit to do that's not just, like, casual nonsense. And that's cool. They gave us raids. And they have, like, 6 people working on raids. But that's too hard for a lot of the veteran players. So, like, I don't know. There's just a huge shit. Go ahead.
I just think there was an easier way to transition people into these quote-unquote harder maps or more confusing maps. It's not even so much that the maps are harder. It's that they were a little more confusing. And before April 19th, a little more unforgiving for some players. As far as waypoints always being contested and stuff. But anyway, I think there was a better layout or a better design there to ease players into those maps a little better. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have slightly harder maps or slightly more intricate maps or whatever. I just think that the layout could have been slightly better for players in general.
I think that's a good point. But, doesn't it kind of suck to admit that you're not the main target audience of a game? It is interesting that they did add raids though. In fact, I like that a lot, but it's interesting that they did.
The problem is that Guild Wars 2, ArenaNet honestly and truly thought that people like me and people like Teapot and Inks and Boots would never play the game. They thought it was all just going to be people running around through Iron Marches that can't salvage their inventory. And they thought the dungeons were going to be hard for them. And they had this whole game plan. And then, like, just fanatic, idiot tryhards came into the game and stuck around. And whoops, there goes the business model. So
I don't know. I think that it definitely Guild Wars 2 is an interesting game in that it's able to cater to us in that way with raiding and some PvP and some world versus world, but it does still cater to HOT, not so much as the rest of Guild Wars 2, but it does still cater to the people who are not so good at gaming. It really does.
Sure.
It's
just in some
Just
sense,
run around and follow.
especially
command
now, since the 19th,
Yep.
they made it a lot better.
yeah. So that I mean, it is an interesting design choice to try to cater to everybody, because they are doing that. But it's got to be really difficult. I mean, that's probably 90% of the reason
No,
I'm
absolutely.
throwing out more percentages here. But that's the reason why any complaint we have is happening. It's because it's really difficult to cater to literally everyone, and that's what they're trying to do.
Which is part of the problem.
Yeah.
The other thing too that Hot sort of suffers from that was a much bigger thing in the core game was exploration. Heart of Thorns has a little bit of it, but not nearly as much as the core game, or not nearly as much exploration freedom as the core game did. So I think there's a decent size audience that really love that aspect of Guild Wars 2 that doesn't necessarily really exist or isn't very well done in the Heart of Thorns maps.
Mm-hmm. There are some little things though to
Little
find.
bit. And there's even some exploration that you can even do with some of the gliding things, right? Getting to particular places, getting to particular heights, and gliding to certain areas.
The thing is, though, I mean,
7-bit, you're missing my point, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to pick on you, but you're missing my point of...
Do you not think that, though, it's kind of there's somewhat of a lack of contrast? Because honestly, every part of the new maps looks great.
Maybe.
Because, there's no... there is no secret garden to find, because all the map is a secret garden. you know what I mean? I mean, yeah.
I don't know though. Inside Tangled Depth, that awesome cave with the things. That's pretty cool.
With the golem thing.
No,
the elemental hands.
I'm talking. Oh, you're talking about way back when? No, I'm talking about inside Tangled Depths with the cool geode things that pulsate and stuff.
At the Leyline Confluence.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that place. Yeah. No, I thought you were talking about something not even close to what I was thinking of.
I mean, to be fair, the devs still say that there are parts of Lion's Arch that people haven't found and won't ever find.
But why won't ever find?
I completely disagree with that, because there are people that have hacks and fly around through walls and can go way up in the air, and I think that those people would have found it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I actually kind of agree with 7-bit Brian here. I mean, I think there are a lot of nice little places in the HOT maps. Not exactly hidden, because I think a lot of everywhere in HOT maps actually has a function attached to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think that's really a problem, really.
Drop off the side of the cliff all the way down to the bottom, and there's a mastery point.
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly.
Like that.
There's a lot more condensed mobs as well that make exploration a little bit more difficult in the Heart of Thorns maps.
I'm gonna be honest here.
My point was I don't think that there's as many. I don't think there's as many for that like there were in the core game.
Well, there's less maps.
Well, not just less maps. So, for example, if you're in one of the char lands, you can come across these guys fixing a char car, and if you talk to them, they'll actually give you a little event in a quest, and if you complete it, you get a special bandana.
I see what you're saying.
You've got hidden gardens where there's special places for you to farm. You've got semi-pointless tunnels, but that are just cool, that go through the ruins and act as shortcuts in the map if you know where they're at. You have hidden NPCs and ambient dialogue. And sure, some of that is in the Heart of Thorns maps.
I think the reason for that is because Corteria is a world, and they tried as hard as possible to make that a living world, living, breathing world with lots of little things that are hidden, not very useful to the gameplay necessarily, but just interesting things that make the world a world. But the 4 maps that we got in HOT are much more purposeful, much more driven to a goal.
Mm,
You're there to go into the jungle to kill more Jamoth and get out.
This exactly.
And that's why there aren't so many of those little other things. And why would there be? Nobody lives there except for the frogs, pretty much.
Sure.
So there's not going to be a char fixing a motorcycle. There's not going to.
Why couldn't there be something?
Nobody lives there, so why should there be anything that hasn't been touched in forever?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Is
Not only that, but I can remember when I had how many hidden things were there in Ore? Quite a few, actually.
Yeah, that is true.
Besides that, in all 3 Ore maps, quite a lot actually. But anyway, when I had some of the interviews at PAX East last year, and we started hearing about some of the mastery points and how you would get to a particular area, but you couldn't really make your way through, or you couldn't discover the hidden area. These masteries you would get the mastery, earn the mastery, come back and unlock it later, and that in the essence of it, the way they originally explained it, doesn't necessarily work that way. I even have
portals exist.
I even have a quote where in Lornar's Pass, if you were part of I think it's the Order of Whispers. I think it might be the Order of Whispers. You can talk to somebody. It actually reveals a hidden elevator to go to a particular place in Lornar's map that you could only get if you were part of this particular order. Maybe somebody can let you in, I think, but regardless of that, that is how masteries on some level were supposed to work, and they just don't really necessarily add that to the game or work that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that my biggest gripe with all the HOT maps is this: there is no T-Rex meta event, and I'm very upset about it. Why? Why isn't there it could be a flying T-Rex. That's not a
You could open the door, get on the floor, and everybody walk the dinosaur.
Exactly.
Wow.
Anyway, that's maybe in Living World.
They'll add a T-Rex.
Yeah, hopefully. That's all I could dream of.
Maybe it can be a raid boss like Slothosaur. It can be a pocket raptor, but then you see there's a cutscene at the start. Okay,
it mutates with energy.
Yeah, exactly. A ley line energy. Woo!
Turtle.
What if it's a
More
Gorsaball pocket raptor?
And then he turns into a giant pocket raptor. They could have it saying like a fucking what would be a way to say a big pocket raptor, except without saying big pocket raptor, like a joke. It could be not a pocket raptor, but
a deep pocket raptor.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we need in the next raid wing the first boss to be 4 turtles that get mutated by the ley line energy. And they become ninjas.
Yes.
And a rat.
And a rat.
It's directed by Michael Bay as well. The whole thing.
Exactly.
So there's just so you can't see the fight half the time because there's lens flare everywhere and
and explosions.
Massive explosions.
Oh my guys, we're on the lens flare phase. I can't see anything. What's happening?
Visual noise to a whole new level, you know.
Heal, just blindly heal, everybody.
Yeah.
Heal.
An underwater raid. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
What about mutated llama? That's possible, right?
They just add that to PvP. It holds mid, and everyone has to kind of team up to kill it.
Yeah.
No, you know that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Well, you know, so
more PvE or PvP. Yes.
Yeah. If they could make another map, but it's got neutrals in it. It's got neutral stuff in it, and you know, for some of the fight, maybe you have to kind of work together with the other team, and then you have to kind of backstab each other and shit. The new map idea. There we go.
I like it. Boom. Like Chieftain and.
No, not like that. No, kind of more extreme than that, because they're on other sides of the map as well. We're kind of like in the middle of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that could happen actually. Then Michael Bay should also give us the commander class. Honestly, they should have just added that in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been really entertained by if they had the commander in the game, and it actually has those abilities, really overpowered abilities. It just kills people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Need more hidden llamas that dance with you.
Are we done with mutant turtles yet?
We are.
It's over.
All right.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. It was pretty funny though. It was a good meme. We've memed quite well today. But yeah, I think have we exhausted everything?
I think so, unless there's questions in the audience.
Yeah,
We talked
From
about
the
things that
7-bit Brian want to ask
didn't even
anything?
matter.
yeah. Been going for 2 hours and 24 minutes. It's honestly pretty
Holy crap.
impressive. Yeah, I know, that's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, I play Tempest. I have a ridiculous amount of visual noise.
Tyrannus, yeah, but that's Guild Wars 1. He should still be alive!
Yeah. Oh!
No,
Imagine
you
that.
killed him. You killed him in Guild Wars 1. He's dead.
What if he didn't die, Inks? What if he didn't die?
He just waypointed, Inks, for fuck's sake. Come on, man.
Sorry.
It's fine.
My bad.
Yeah. If you read the deep and complex lore, you'll know that he waypointed. And he was fine. And he lived happily ever after.
Or maybe, did you destroy his eggs? Maybe he's got a 250-year-old son who's seeking revenge.
Oh, and yeah, tried to hunt down the ancestors of the people who killed him, which is, of course, us.
Now it's personal.
Yeah. So what do you guys think will change the professions in the next expansion? I guess they'll add another elite specialization. And now they have two choices here. Okay, they will either make it, actually try and make them balance this time with the current ones. Or
Wrong.
and this is probably more likely, they will make them broken as fuck, even more so than the current ones. So you have to pick this.
They need to be very careful
and
try and make them equally strong.
If you want my honest opinion, I don't think there will ever be other elite specializations.
They have to, though. They don't have a choice.
No, they don't.
Have to. They have to.
Weapons. Just give us new weapons. Completely new weapons. You have to unlock and train.
That was my idea, though.
Maybe new skills, too.
They went away from that system, though.
I was thinking the next expansion, what they could do is they could release 2 new weapon types, and elite specs, and half of the elite specs, their new weapon is one of the new weapon types, and the other half of the elite specs, their new weapon is the other weapon type. Because if they keep on doing elite specs, they get a new weapon each time, and they have to draw from the old core weapons. Basically, every class is going to have every weapon by the end of it, and that's kind of stupid. Warrior's already running out of weapons to wield. So they do have to release new weapons if they're doing new elite specs, I think.
7-bit, they've already confirmed, or Mike O'Brien confirmed, that elite specs will only come with expansions.
Yeah.
At least for right now, anyway. I mean, he could change his mind later, I guess, but...
I don't think there will be any more elite specs, honestly.
What? I mean... Maybe not. Maybe not, but they did redo the entire specializations for elite specs and for building upon it. You know,
Yeah,
like
they did.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
And they were busted as fuck, and they had to keep redoing them and
Well,
changing them.
It's a huge problem because every time they do that, it shakes up the balance so much. And as they add more, it gets worse and worse as they keep doing it, more difficult to balance. As they continue, especially if they decide to allow you to use more than one elite specialization, then shit just goes crazy, honestly. But
as much as I would love a new race, I don't think they're gonna.
Not for a while.
I don't think they're gonna give us a new race either.
Do that. If they do, it will it would just be a mess. It would have to be humanoid or something, really humanoid, like basically a human.
With a different dye package or with a different texture pack on it. It would have to be because of all the armor. Yeah,
it couldn't be a Tengu. It couldn't be like a Mersat.
It'd be tough. It'd be too
Spectral agony.
Yeah. So I'm thinking the 2 weapons they release next expansion will be spear and or maybe javelin. No, not javelin. Anyway, spear, which could act as a javelin, and maybe fist weapon. And then half the classes will get one, half the classes will get the other.
I love warrior to just have fists.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That'd be pretty awesome.
Brawler, that'll be their next lead spec.
Wrestler.
They give you 5 new physical skills that you can equip with other physical skills instead of weapons.
They give you frenzy. Instead of going berserk, you go frenzy.
Yep.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I say this because I think it's a great idea, but at the same time, I really do want Rangers, if they get a new elite spec, to be Bunny Thumper with a hammer. So I don't know.
Well, Ranger and Hammer, there is actually quite a lot of justification for that, actually.
Bear hammer.
Because in Guild Wars 1, there were Ranger mobs that would use hammers, that would use melee weapons.
Because of Bunny Thumper.
Yeah. So there's plenty of stuff where you can get it. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of justification for it in Guild Wars 1.
And what kind of spec would Bunny Thumper be? Tanky?
No, interrupty.
Interrupty. That'll be great for Rangers. What they need.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why you would do that. It's going to happen.
Because they already have a 50% stun duration increase. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that
And they have all the moment of opportunity bullshit with extra damage when after you daze people.
exactly.
I don't
They
know.
just don't have stuns to use. They have like 3 in the
Yeah.
entire.
I don't
Yeah.
know if Guardians are gonna like this, but I think you're getting tomes for the next one.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like that.
I'd honestly be fine with that.
Tomes instead of I was thinking tomes instead of virtues. Like they replace the virtues with tomes, just like the other elite spec replaces the virtues with some other
Fucking
crap.
librarian.
Yeah, librarian, guardian.
Scribe.
Yeah. Oh man, if you unlock a grandmaster in the elite spec, you get 50% reduced cost in scribing. That'd be
Yeah.
hardcore. I'd play that.
What do you all think the focus of the next expansion is going to be story-wise? It seems Kralkatorak is what
Yeah,
it's going to be.
Krakatorik.
Uh,
Would be my
Is
guess
that
as
Crystal
well.
Desert?
Yes.
The
I
next
want to go to
expansion,
Palo
the next-
Ajoko.
The next
well,
expansion.
that's in the right direction.
The next
know.
expansion, he said.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to go see him. I want to fight that motherfucker.
I want it to be.
I want him to be corrupted by the dragon.
I want it to
Yeah?
be Canada, but I think it'll be the desert. Yeah, with Kralkatorik.
What
I don't
weapon
give
would
a
you
shit
give
about-
Engineer?
Well, they only have 4.
Well, they would get a new one.
Weapon. Let's see. Not sure actually.
Fist,
That's a good
fist weapon.
question.
Fist weapon.
Why would they have fist weapons?
Because everybody's getting a new thing.
What weapon could they have?
If they, yeah, I guess if they get a new.
Yeah, and they'll get a saw blade. With every punch.
I don't know what weapon I'd give Engineer actually. Don't know the answer to that.
There aren't any that fit. Like Hammer doesn't even fit, honestly.
It's got to be a new one, I think.
Hammer kind of fits though.
Shield doesn't fit.
Mace.
I don't know why the shit you would have a shield on an engineer.
Give him mace. Main hand mace.
Yeah, mace is okay.
Yeah, because he could fire it out of a pistol.
Yeah, I remember that. that was Thief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Thief.
The combined skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deborah says mace, easy.
Where you
I think
fire
mace
the
fits. It's like a hammer. It's like
Mace
a one-handed
fits, yeah.
hammer. Smash things.
Mace
Yeah.
or
Torch. Someone said
fist
torch. I can see torch.
Oh,
maybe
yeah, you can do a lot with
Offhand
torch.
torch.
Yeah, welder.
Flamethrower. Oh wait.
Welder class.
Oh
There
wait.
are already char engineers that like dual wield torches, aren't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Torch. Yeah. Okay. There are some stuff that would fit. Bow.
Mace torch. Nah.
Tech bow.
Not sure about bow. Main hand shield. Dual wield shields. That'll
Make
be
it
good,
happen.
actually. That'd actually be good. Yeah.
What about what does Warrior get? They got to get a new. Well, they got to get a new weapon. We already said that, I guess, right?
Oh,
If
What if
you
they don't get a weapon?
If
What
you
they
don't get
a new
weapons,
weapon?
I want it to be focus. I've always wanted it to be focus.
Why?
because
What
then-
would they do with a focus?
And they could dual wield focus, and then they could have 2 skulls.
You only get
in
one
their
weapon.
heads and just bash people over the
Weapon.
head with skulls.
You only get one weapon.
Or a book, just whack them with a book.
I don't see how focus can make any sense. 'cause
You
they
call it
can't-
the Bible basher.
Yeah. Bible
Oops,
thump.
that's gonna get me in trouble.
Is
I
it
don't
though?
care.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
Well.
yeah, it's mace.
Yeah. Macerino. It is kind of like a mace.
Wait, no, the skull is a mace?
No, the skull isn't the skull a focus.
Focus.
Kevin
Yeah.
is the mace.
Is a mace. Yeah, but there's a skull there's 2 skulls that are
Adam,
focused.
isn't it Adam? Called
Yep.
Adam.
Uh-huh.
There's a
Yeah.
focus.
Adam and Kevin.
I don't know, Kev.
God.
Play the game.
What about
Oh,
Revenant?
do you think they'll ever do plays of the release a play of the game playback in PvP
No,
No,
like in Overwatch? No.
No,
I don't
No.
think they
I
could.
don't know. No, I don't think so.
I'm
either.
not sure if the technology is in place for that. In fact,
It's
it
it's,
is-
all you
obviously
would
not in
see-
place right now. But
All you would see is flashings of light.
yeah.
what would it try and do? You know, I don't understand what it would try and find.
Probably finishes and kills.
Just a finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I don't
like
think
misses.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna happen.
It'll end up with.
Thanks for
some-
stopping by, 7-Bit.
Yeah, farewell, my friend.
So, is there anything else?
I don't think
No,
so.
I want to play Fallout 4.
Okay, Brazil
Okay.
wants to go Fallout 4. I want to
Wait,
go
there's
eat
a
something.
X-Pack, right?
What?
There's a new
Yeah.
X-Pack, like not an X-Pack, but a update for it.
Yep.
DLC.
Okay.
I haven't
haven't-
even done the previous one, so
Yeah, I have purposely been waiting. Like I played 50 hours the first 3 days it was out, and I stopped. And then, like after that, I was just like, I'm gonna wait and wait for the mods to come out, the good mods, creation kits, some DLCs. I'm gonna play it again. That's what I did.
new weapon for Guardian.
Short bow.
ZBs, I like that.
Wyvern hunter with a short bow.
Maybe sword offhand.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or an axe or something.
Ah, an
Oh,
axe.
great axe, and not give it to warriors.
Give it to Guardian instead.
Yes.
Anyway, though, we have
love it.
arrived. We have arrived at the end of time.